Wearing, diamond ring wearing, kid stealing, wheeling dealing, limousine riding, jet flying, son of a gun, and I'm having a hard time holding these alligators.
You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kid stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. We Rick flaring on us. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kid stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. Check, we Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. It's apparent these girls staring. I'm Rick flaring, gold across my chest. I'm fresh to death, I'm Paul Bearing, not at all scary. One eye open like Betty Wops and fine to these circles that's going in like a carry shot. Woo! I'm going in like a Mary Pop off that Mary Crop at the top flow at the Marriott. So questioning me is like questioning you. See, we the best dressed, so come and get blessed with the crew. Not one but two, different ways to slaughter your crew. Committed tat across the chest, I guess she blessed with the truth. People want to see them checks, representation of proof. Living through my elders trying to resonate to the youth. But ain't nothing to get my flash on. Longevity is heavily embedded in my melanin. Layman terms, I last long. My grind repetitive, I'm smoother than real silk. Lyrical cash cow who can't cry over spilled milk. We in here. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. We Rick flaring on us. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. This ain't no normal situation, this preparation with greatness. Industry full of fakeness, it's really up for the taking. See, life is what happened to you, more so how you take it. Don't get stripped of your knowledge and mentally leave you naked. I like to live otherwise. I'm sorry that I'm fresh to death. I put the polo and apologize. See, black son, we ain't nothing like them other guys. Quit to socialize, we organize, then we mobilize. Off the deep end like a scuba diver. And no confusion, just keep it pushing like Uber drivers. Woo! Business fresh just like a supervisor in a Gucci visor. Can't find a smoother rhymer. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. We Rick flaring on us. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us.
Yeah, DQ baby. Shout out that boy Nigga for that fire track. Hey, Black Sun, sun up. What's up, Vinny Vegas? What in Vegas? Yeah. Shout out Pharaoh's Kids, D-Phase, yeah, Bubba C, yeah, Rick flaring on them, Rick flaring on them, Rick flaring on them, Rick flaring, sun up, baby.
Hey, yo, Scotty, I'm back. Season 2, we here. Next level, bigger and better. Let's go.
See me letting go. I'ma lose control. I'm not afraid to fall. Watch me drink it in and feel it all.
8 p.m. Monday night, so you know it's time to tune in to the Afterglow show. Shout out to Kofi and the fam, you rattlers, the football historian. The audience is pouring in at this time like Jackson State playing Grambling. Both hosts like quarterbacks, but ain't scrambling. The Alcorn state of mind that I'm in got me blending in, but standing out like tiger skin. Shout out to TSU and all the recruits, turning down big schools for HBCUs. They changed up the scheme, so we changing the scenes. Money for our likeness is nice, but this means we gotta give it all that we got in this game. Black college grad myself, I went to pain. Pick, run, hit, or throw, that's your option. Discussing the coaches, wins, and the losses on the Afterglow.
See me letting go.
Scotty, you went crazy.
I'ma lose control.
Every Monday night at 8, super crazy. Featuring Kofi and your boy Scotty. You know what time it is? Let's. You heard me. Let's
Go,
season 2.
go.
Enjoy.
What is going on, everybody? It's Monday night, and you already know you're watching the Afterglow show with me, your boy Scotty. You already know I'm in the building. And this show could be nothing without my co-host, Wade.
What up, boy? What up, boy? What up, boy?
Hey! Wakanda forever. I feel you.
Let's go.
I haven't seen it, so don't tell me. I haven't seen it. We go on Wednesday. Me and Key go on Wednesday. So don't. Yeah. We had a lot of stuff playing, bro. We couldn't get there. You know what I'm saying? So don't tell me nothing about the movie.
Boy, I was about to go in.
Hey, is it good?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
real
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. We'll talk about it next Monday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bring your tissue.
Yeah. Whoa. No, man. Okay, I'll tell you this, though. My movie of the year for right now, without seeing Wakanda forever, is Top Gun 2. Oh, my God. That right there, Top Gun 2, I haven't seen Wakanda forever, but for movie of the year, Top Gun 2. Top Gun.
Over Woman King.
I haven't seen that. I'm going to check it out. I haven't seen that. Top Gun 2 was amazing. Top Gun 2 was freaking amazing.
Okay. We got to see Woman King. Got to see Black Adam. And have you been watching that Netflix thing called From Scratch?
That Key watched it. She said it was traumatizing. She said she ain't cried so much. She said she was in there hauling.
My daughter came home. She was like, she called my wife talking about, I cried. You gotta see it. Then my wife was watching. She was been watching it on Saturday. It was like, I was like, babe, how was it? Did you cry? She's like, oh, I cried. So I was like, okay.
Yeah.
It's off the chain.
Listen, Key. I'm like, listen, man. Like, I it's only a few movies I've cried in. One was Hardball. When G Baby got shot, that's different.
Bruh.
I
cry all the time at movies. Like in Avengers, look, my wife already know. Avengers Endgame, bruh, I was done.
I love it. 2000. Oh, that took me out. I ain't gonna lie.
Bruh, I mean, just Endgame just took me all the way in. Then the movie before, when Spider-Man left and died and everything, me and the little white girl was just going. I was like, oh my God, they done killed Thanos, they done killed Spider-Man, bro. I was like,
I feel weird.
Look, but my all-time tear. Okay, so my two all-time teariest moments was Best Man Holiday when his wife went in the ground and he just fell to his knees. We was on the back row, me, my wife, my kids, all the black people on the back row was just like, oh God, this is horrible. We was going in with the tears, bro. But I looked at my wife. We couldn't do nothing but just bust out laughing. Like, I can't believe I am crying like this in a freaking movie. I was like, man, Morris Chestnut, you are taking me all the way down with these emotions, bro. Oh my God. Don't get him. Oh, Jesus. Yeah. But my all-time crying moment, every time I watch it, when they sing, God is trying to tell you something, and Shug come in there and get saved, bro. And she say, sinners have soul too. And she hugged her daddy. I was just, color purple.
Oh, no, that's not what.
Are you serious?
I've seen it, but I don't know it like that. I've seen it once. That's it. I'm good.
Man, when Shug gets saved, bro, I be like, holy moly, bro. Oh, God. And then at the end, when the African, silly African kids come up in there, talking about, I know your mama. And they hug and stuff with the little flowers in the wind and everything. That right there was just really touching. That messed me up. But I cried so hard at Best Man Holiday. It was just ridiculous.
Hey, everybody in the chat, put your most teariest movies in the chat. I would love to see it. But listen, man, since we talk about teary movies, listen, Hardball. I skip it. I just because when I see the kid running around the bases after he gets the hit, I know what happened, so I'm already crying.
No,
I'm already crying. You know what I'm saying? When he
Look.
jumped like this,
look.
I'm balling.
When Ricky got killed in during Boys in the Hood and he was running like this, Ricky! And then, bam!
This
and then they showed the part with when his chest just opened up. I was just like, they shot that boy for real. Like, I was like, man.
Yeah, Armageddon got me too.
Armageddon was bad.
Bruce Willis is talking to his daughter. Ooh. God almighty.
Yeah, Armageddon took me there too.
That gets me there as well. Let me see. I'm trying to think of another movie that got me. I'm not much of a crier in movies.
I do, bro. Every time Rocky get up, bro, from the fight and everything, he get up off the floor. And that little music come in, that just touched me some kind of way. But I didn't cry like that until the darn. Like, Best Man Holiday is my worst crying moment of all time. I mean, it was like I was in a straight up real funeral for real. Like, I knew her. Like, I grew up with her. I grew up with all of them.
Oh, that one got me. Yeah, Fatherhood, Kevin Hart on Netflix. Yeah, that was probably his best movie. That's definitely John Q didn't get me. John Q didn't get me. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Yeah. Nah, Soul Food didn't get me either. When the grandma
Soul Food was good. I was mad at Soul Food. I was mad at people in Soul Food. I didn't cry.
I know the reason why Hardball because it's
I am a crybaby at certain moments. I'm just letting you know, Brian Scott, I am not shamed.
It's something about when he be like, come on, G, come on, G, and then G just land. Oh my God. Jesus Christ. Every time. That's something different. All right. Moving on. I want to ask you a question, Kofi. You're churchy, my girl's churchy. So we driving, right? And I'm like, oh, babe, we listen to gospel music on Sunday. We driving back from Mobile. And I'm like, oh, babe, this kind of sounds like a pastor song where the pastor kind of leads in, and he starts singing. She said it's called a sermonic
solo.
A sermonic selection. I said, why is this called the pastor song? Like, that's what why it gotta be so formal? It's called the pastor song. She's like, it's a sermonic selection. I'm like, who calls it that? It's just a pastor song. Why it gotta be all that? So I told her, I said, it reminds me of when like I explained football and she'd be like, oh, what is that? I'm like, that's a first down. And I said, she kind of does that for me for church. I'd be like, isn't that just the pastor song? She's like, it's a sermonical selection.
See, for the pastors that can't sing, they have somebody that can sing to come up in there and get everybody in the spirit and in the mind frame to receive the word of God. Yeah. Nothing does that like a song, right? Yeah. So, when they come up in there and they, you get the nice big fat lady to come up in there and she say, why should I feel? And then somebody be, going. Yeah.
I thought it was like William Murphy. Yeah, it was a William Murphy song that was playing, and he was like, this sounds like
Which one was it?
I don't know, Kofi, because his question, it threw me off so bad. We was riding back from Mobile. I was riding, he was driving. And so when he was talking and he's like, baby, it just reminds me of one of them times when you were in church and, the pastor's like, if you would come up and, like the song says, we just want to, thank God for grace. And so he's like, imitating of the pastor and the reverend. And I'm like, okay. And
sir.
So, yeah, like, exactly. I'm like, babe. And so he's like, and
sir.
Yes. And I mean, Kofi, he was so into his ad libs. You would have thought, okay.
He was having an altar call.
By yourself. Because I'm sitting over there just with the profile, just looking with my head turned. Oh, and so he says, this is a pastor song. And so I said, babe, it's called a sermonic selection. And this joker turns the radio down and says, "They have a name for that." I said, "Yeah." He said, "Are you serious? You don't just want to call it the pastor song? What?" And so then he starts talking. So he was being funny, but he actually said a real church term. So he's like, "The harmonic salutes of the what? The what?" And I was like, "Oh, listen, Miss Glenn, okay, sis. I'm sorry, y'all. I know y'all not here for this. But while y'all here, go ahead and like the stream. This is an impromptu commercial break. Get the lights up, and then y'all can get right on back to football." They have a name for that.
Wait for Scott, bruh. I have got to go to church with y'all. I have got
No.
to go to church.
No. Kofi, let me tell you something. Give me your hat, honey. Give me your hat. Oh no.
Oh, God.
Kofi. Sorry, y'all. All right, I've been cleaning and stuff all day. So we are in church, okay? And it's something like this. Get the football, baby. So it's something like this. You know, I don't want to say new to the faith because he was raised in church.
Right.
But, you know, the preacher is going. And Blue, the preacher is going. And so if he's not in alignment with what he's saying, this is what he's like, a bad kid in church. I promise. So he's like this. He can't whisper. Hey. So I'm like, in the car. Okay. Can I say for you? I'm just asking. In the car. Okay, so then he starts nitpicking. So don't rhyme in your message because now I can't focus because I got this distraction over here. So now he on the phone, and I'm like, all right, honey.
You don't need many to do plenty.
Why they gotta do all that? I mean, it don't take all of that. I mean, why can't you just teach? You know, like all of that extra. I just don't understand. It just doesn't work for me. That doesn't make it any more safe. So when we get jumping back into the car, so I'm like, yeah, babe. And so Miss Glenn, he was like, yeah, I really don't know the Clark sisters. I said, what? Because, you know, I showed him a clip of somebody. Kev on Stage has a churchy skit. And so he was like, the person was talking about J Moss being the cousin of the Clark sisters, Kier Shields being the daughter. I know you know who she is. It's Lexi. I know you.
Right.
So I'm like, I said, babe, I said, you know, that's J Moss. And so he's like, yeah, I didn't want to, you know. So he's like, I knew who it was. You know, I wanted to let you know. I said, did you know that was the Clark sisters' cousin? Oh, no, babe, I really don't even know who the Clark sisters are. I said, what?
Jackie,
listen,
Dorinda.
I said, when Miss Glenn called in and said the song that they need to hear is I'm Looking for a Miracle. He said, oh. I said, the sky is the limit. But what? Listen, I said, oh my God.
Jesus,
and the funniest moment was when we were driving to Ohio. I'm gonna give you back your mic after this. And we had the BB and CeCe Winans verses with Mary. And that brother said, how are they gospel artists? And I said, he said, I guess Mary. Are you serious right now? And I said, yeah, honey. He said, they're not singing. This is gospel. I don't know this song. Who are these people? So for Scotty, Saints and Aints, okay, if you are not Kirk Franklin, if you are not Fred Hammond, and listen, Kofi, he didn't even know who Commission was.
Ooh.
You know, I had to give him a little, you know what I mean?
History, background.
D Black, he don't know who Dorinda is. Do you know who Dorinda is? That is a Clark sister. So he don't know Kiera. He don't know none of that. So y'all, y'all be a little light on my boo thing, for the gospel comedy because he doesn't get it. Kirk Franklin, for him, Mary, he's Yolanda Adams by default.
Okay.
Oh God, they naming your person. Go ahead. So on the end of Wait on the Lord by Fred Hammond, because he would always, I'm like, oh, I love John P. Key. I grew up on him. I'm like, choir, that's my whole thing. He was like, John P. Key. John P. And I'm like, because I wouldn't say anything. I was like, where is he hearing his name? Enunciate. Kofi, it's on the last 10 seconds of the track. I said, what? It's John Branch. You speaking my language, brother. Show up is all right. But he know Ty Tripp. Listen.
And he does know Jesus is real though, right?
No. Jesus, for I know. Oh, Jesus is real. Told you. No, I'm telling you right now, he don't know it. But if you sing melodies from heaven, he can fall right in.
Okay. All right.
It's Kirk Franklin. And see, to him, Kirk Franklin is the only one anointed. No, he does not know who Timothy Wright is, please. He didn't know who James Cleveland was. He didn't know who Mahalia Jackson was.
Dietrich Haddon.
He knows him.
Okay.
He knows Dietrich.
Okay.
Somebody said log the thankful faithful is off. All right, get the lights up. See y'all in a bit.
Holy moly, bruh.
That's my life, bro.
It's all good. We got a starting point. Let's go.
I know we with it. Listen, guys, it's off script for a reason. We have a good time with it.
We are off script.
All right. All right, let's get into some swag basketball.
Let's go.
The invitation to me, that was on
point. She got
big wins. Listen, Grambling beating Colorado, Alcorn State sitting down Wichita State, and Texas Southern in overtime beating Arizona State. Kofi, listen, swag basketball is looking real legit this year. Talk to me.
Let's go, man. We needed these victories, these out-of-conference victories that'll help us later on down the line with some of these seeds. But we don't want to stop here. We need at least one or two more of our teams to get some of these victories out of conference. And guess what? If we can do the same thing in football.
Come on now. That's a word.
We can do the same thing in football. We'll really be cooking with fish grease.
Absolutely. That UAPB game, they let it get away from them at the end because they was on fire from the three-point. Woo, they was on fire from the three-point. I think it was up like 20 on them boys from TCU. But listen, I'm absolutely loving this, right? And furthermore, let's be very clear. This is a conference battle. Pac-12 versus the SWAC. They put it together. Shout out to the Pac-12 for taking, because remember, some of these games are Colorado played at Grambling. You know what I'm saying? If I'm not mistaken, I think Alcorn played at Wichita, but Colorado was at Grambling. So that environment changes when you're not at home. You know what I'm saying? And we are able to get that advantage for us, and look how it's come through. So I'll say this: I'm super happy to see it. I hope it continues. But you know how white people feel about getting embarrassed. So they might be like, hey, listen. We ain't gonna be doing this too often. Okay. We ain't gonna be doing this too often, but no, I absolutely love it. And I hope this continues because listen, basketball is a brand. I keep telling people, if anything that HBCU should invest in is basketball. It is
basketball, baseball,
next level.
All of your Olympic sports, hands down, easy.
Absolutely. It's less expensive, and you can get on a bigger platform. You can become a Davidson. You can become a Wichita State. You can become a Gonzaga. If you invest in the program, it grows, and you get some big wins. You can be there. So I know a lot of people want to be in that Power 5 basketball realm, but you can, and you make more money. Mr. Campbell always talks about that. That NCAA tournament is a money maker. So invest in it. Easier investment, way more return. So
we definitely need this because I crave for the day when we get multiple teams from the same conference into an NCAA tournament. That means that our conference is legit.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You're going to have to get some big wins like this to make that happen. But also, next up, Grambling makes the top 25. And let me explain why, right? So they beat Colorado. Colorado ends up beating number 11, Tennessee. So that win by Grambling just keeps getting better and better with time. So shout out to Grambling. Listen, if you ain't got the G for football, you damn sure got the G for basketball.
Let's go.
Happy to hear it. Happy to see it. And listen, this thing can grow. Listen, this thing can grow.
I'm looking forward to it, man. That's good stuff.
I'm loving it. Absolutely loving it. All right, listen, you already know what it is. Word on the street. All right, I keep my ear on the street. I'm close to the hood. You know what I'm saying? I keep it close to the hood. You know what I'm saying? Word on the street. Don't love trainers. Coach Reed made a post about her Pac-12 event that she also went to. Now, we're talking about a 2-time coach of the year. We're talking about a 3-time regular season champ. We're talking about a 2-time SWAC champion coach who went 3 days in Colorado without an athletic trainer and then have people in the Instagram. Look at this. Trainers and strength coach needed immediately for Jackson State women basketball must have certification. DM me. No. Not go through the portal of the school. No. Because they're not doing their job. DM me for all serious inquiries. Kofi, what do you got to say about it?
Whew. It's a lot. Obviously, unfortunately, this falls on the AD. Because it's his job to make sure that each team is properly equipped with trainers. And if you do it for one sport, you definitely have to do it for the other sports, especially your Title IX sports. That's not cool. In addition to that, everybody makes mistakes, XYZ, but this is like the Jackson State women's basketball program is a marquee program for the institution. Outside of football, the team that got the most positive press for the school was Jackson State women's basketball.
Absolutely.
And for them to go and to play these games without trainers is completely unacceptable, especially the way, everybody got on Alcorn last year about them not having trainers.
Absolutely.
It's an epidemic thing at a lot of our HBCUs, largely because our infrastructure and our presidents have not taken that look. It's the same thing that we had with that FAMU had when it came to the NCAA. With the APRs and with the certification, making sure that people were eligible. You have to have infrastructure. And this is a word really for all of our HBCUs to step up to the plate and for the alums to demand that, they provide our schools with the kind of funding that doesn't allow stuff like this to happen. I'm sure that my man at J-State, what is his name? The AD.
Swag Diddy, Ashley Robinson.
I'm sure that Ashley Robinson, Swag Diddy, was probably looking at the budget, probably looking at the SWAC championship, looking at all this other stuff, and was like, we just don't have it with trainers, not realizing how big this thing is. You have to have trainers. This is the difference maker between your top 25 programs, your top 5 programs, and us. We've got to step up to the plate in that area. And at this point, it's really unacceptable. We got to demand change.
This is my problem, right? Because what my issue is that how people threw this back at Coach Reed. And that, to me, I think that's the biggest problem.
That's stupid.
How I've seen the comments of saying, why would she go if she didn't have trainers? Why, why if she would have won the game, would we have cared? That's not the point.
That's dumb.
That is not the point. The point here is that a championship level coach could not get what she's needed. And the fact that she had to tweet about it lets you know that she didn't feel that if she did it behind closed doors, that it would have changed. Like when you see things, like understand Coach Reed. Like I think people got to see who Coach Reed is. This is a Jackson native. She could have took a Power 5 job. I know for a fact she was offered one. I know for a fact that she was offered one. She could have took that, but she wanted to stay in Jackson. She has built that program from the ground up. And you don't think that she doesn't, you think she wants that to get out? She doesn't want that to get out. Why? That hurts recruiting.
Hurts the program, hurts the school.
It hurts. It hurts the program. It hurts her. It hurts recruiting. Because if I'm a top 15, 20, 30 player and you can't get trainers, what do I look like going there?
We have to do better. And really, no HBCU should be looking at Jackson State like, oh, it's them. No. You got a day coming. I promise you, you got a day coming. It's time for us to demand, to stop doing more with less. Let me put it like that.
Absolutely.
We got to come out of that situation where we're good because we do more with less. No, it's time for us to do more with more.
Absolutely.
So that means that alums have to invest. That means communities, businesses, find a way to get it done. That more with less thing has played out. Get it done. These are kids' lives. These are their livelihoods. Give them a positive, the best possible collegiate experience that we can give. And that's the end of the story.
Absolutely. Word on the street as well is that they hired someone on a Sunday and got it resolved. Now, I don't know who's hiring on Sundays, but I guess Jackson State is. So they said they got it resolved, so I'm glad. But at the end of the day, it should have never gotten to that point.
Absolutely.
Coach Reed and her program, point blank period. She's been too transcendent for HBCU basketball, women's. What she said at that press conference, and I don't want to beat a dead horse, but what she said at that press conference going against the white lady from LSU was transcendent. She really put a staple on saying, hey, we're supposed to be here. We're going to compete like we're supposed to be here. And I'm going to come back and I'm going to show y'all what it is. All right. And she was looking good while doing it. Versace down. All right. That's what we do. All right. Week 11 recap, Kofi. Let's get into it. All right. PV beats UAPB. Of course, we already knew that was coming. Bethune-Cookman beats Lucy Alcorn, sets up the matchup for their rivalry. But where I want to go is this game. You were there. 21-14. From what I've been told, a huge rivalry dating back a long time. A lot of Alabama State and FAMU fans were actually looking forward to this game from their days of the Division II days where they used to play. Talk about the game day experience and how you enjoyed yourself.
Man, it was phenomenal. Rattler Nation was in the building. The tailgate spread was phenomenal. The NAA had set it out. They had baked chicken, grilled chicken, fried fish, mac and cheese, baked beans, cornbread, what else they had? About everything you could imagine. Hamburgers with cheese, all that stuff. Anyway, it was great. Thousands of Rattlers were there, right? And the swag trash talk always begins before the game. We finna whoop y'all, blah, blah, blah. And it was great. Bama State has a phenomenal tradition. I love their stadium. It's big time. And the atmosphere was sweet. Even though it was a low score, it wasn't a high scoring game, the atmosphere was pretty intense. The bands are going back and forth, playing back and forth, XYZ. And it's got that nice fall breeze to it. So it's not brutally hot, but you know that you're in the midst of fall, right? So all of this is going on. The Bama State guys trying to get the crowd involved in the game, all of this stuff. That being said, our defense was playing lights out. We had several opportunities to add points and put points on the board to no avail. Like the Martinez, who is normally money with his foot, missed 3 field goals. He's normally money. 3. Then Musa in the third quarter couldn't hit. I was like, bruh, run the ball. Run the ball. We in the red zone. Run. That has been my theme the entire year. Just run the ball. Run. Oh, no, we can't. We got to put it in Musa's hands and make him throw it. Interception. Then after the second one, it was like, interception. Surely they're not going to throw it again. Surely. It was like, oh, my God. So Rattler Nation, after all of this stuff, we were like, do you see this? This is like some crazy. And just when you thought it couldn't get crazier, they blocked the punt, right? They blocked the punt back for the touchdown. It was like, because we have been stopping them all day. They hadn't been able to do nothing. They scored on a trick play, which, by the way, Alex Jackson, that's an Alex Jackson special. He did the same thing with the Zende Ray at FAMU. Same play. Did it against us. I was shocked. It's like, y'all let that happen now. Y'all should have known that was coming sooner or later. Anyway, scored on a trick play. They blocked the kick. Now they're up. Everybody's sitting there like, Lord, what in the world is we finna do? It's down 15-9. But Musa stepped up. He was right down the field. We ran the ball, got in position. Ball goes right in between Jamarie Cherie's hands. It's like, whoo. Like, bruh, you never drop a ball. It's like, oh, my God, this is incredible. How in the world are we going to do it? Then Xavier catches the ball, and then he gets hurt. Everybody's like, oh, my God, not Zay. Oh, Jesus, get up, Zay. Lord, help us, Lord. Jesus, Zay, please. So then Zay comes back into the game, and then Jamarie Cherie catches the ball on the goal line, and it's a struggle. And everybody's like, and he pushes it over the goal line, and it was a touchdown. So then we stop him 4 and out, get the ball back with time to basically run it out. Now, a team with common sense would just run the ball because Bama State had 3 timeouts. All right. First down, he took the knee. It was like, okay, so they used timeout. Down number 2, Musa's back to pass, and everybody's like, you have got to be kidding me. Not only did he pass the ball, he throws the ball out of bounds. Everybody's like, oh my God, like you have got to be kidding me. Then 3rd down, we run the ball. It's like, okay. So finally he used 2 timeouts. Then 4th down, it's changing down. It's like, bro, come on, man. Come on. So then defense comes back out, and right at the change of the play, our guy pushes their guy 15 yards. So now they're 50, they're on the 40-yard line. Throw the ball the next down. It's like, oh my God, this is not happening. We get them all the way down to 4th down. Throw the ball. Now the ball's on the 35-yard line, and he's about to kick this 52-yard field goal. Now, mind you, they're kicking into the wind. We're like, okay, he's going to miss eventually, right? And then we saw he was white. He was like, oh, my God, he might make this darn field goal and stuff. And then they hike the ball, and our guys block the kick back for a touchdown, and the band goes wild, and it's just nuts. But you could feel the intensity. Like, this is going to be a big game for years to come. This is going to be huge. So it was legit. And then I saw my man BJ down there. He was like, bro, this game was lit. And I was like, bro, I was getting ready to throw my entire shoes at everybody that was. If we had lost that game, I was feeling to be some kind of upset. But this has been our theme all freaking year long, finding a way to let a team back in the game when you're thoroughly in control.
All right, so I agree. Thank you, Chris McCrae. Kofi gave us a soliloquy. I wanted the short version, but clearly gave me the extended version. But this is my thing when it comes to FAMU, and I hope you don't interrupt me while I give my soliloquy. All right, cool. This is my issue with, because I see that Mr. Campbell said something. He said, I found out it wasn't Willie, it was an RPO. That was 100%. That was supposed to be. If you do an RPO, there's not 100% nothing. That doesn't even, you don't call an RPO if you want to run the ball. That don't even make sense. Why do an RPO? We're going to go 22 dive. I'm not even giving you the option to pass. It's called a run pass option. Why would I call an RPO when I want you to run the damn ball? That's bad coaching. Don't care how you want to split it. It's bad coaching. Anyway, because I'm giving my quarterback an option where he shouldn't have one to just run the damn ball. Anyway, my thing is this. I still think that you guys are an average team. I just do. You're an average team. If you look at the stat line, Musa threw for like 275 and 145 went to Xavier Smith. Like, half of your offense is dictated by a receiver that is 5'10". Like, that is crazy to me. And I'm not taking anything away from Xavier. I think Xavier is special. He ain't that damn special. He ain't 6'3", you know what I'm saying? Like, killing back. He's 5'10", and Bama just can't seem to stop him. And then you beat a team that don't have a quarterback. Like, let's be real. Demetrius Davis is not a quarterback. So listen, I can never take a win away from a team, but the FCS playoff talk of you guys, what you guys are hearing that you might put in a bid to host a playoff game at Bragg, which I think will be a great experience. But you guys aren't good. You're just an average team that just happens to be better average team. To me, if you're that team and you're supposed to be that great defensively with a bad quarterback, this game should not even been this close. Like 21-14 is not realistically the score. You 15-14 this game. Let's be real. You 15-14 this game against a team that don't have a quarterback. That doesn't. Now, don't get me wrong. I do think Alabama State's defense is like that. You know what I'm saying? So, kudos to your 15 points, but I beg to differ. It
was very strenuous. We had 3 missed field goals, which doesn't normally happen.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, I'll give you that.
And we had 3 turnovers in the red zone. So that's 6 times that we're down there in scoring position and don't come away with points, either because of bad decisions or just raggedy kicks. We were in control, but at the end of the day, we have to show that we're better. I think the defense has gradually played themselves into the form.
Yeah, I agree.
They're playing good ball.
I agree.
The offense just really to me, I feel like it's simple because outside of Xavier, our most talented group is our running backs. But there hasn't been a whole lot of creativity in how our running backs are presented to set them up for success to run the ball. And for me, running the ball is about numbers. You put the numbers on one side, you put a hat on a hat and allow your guys to get through the hole and make the play and make these guys tackle your big guys in space. If you keep doing it, you put yourself in 3rd and short situations, which are makeable downs. 3rd and 3, 3rd and 2, even 3rd and 4 is makeable, even if Musa freaking decides to keep the ball on an RPO every once in a while. He should do that at least 3 times in a game. He should scramble at least twice forward to make the defensive guys respect the fact that he can run, but he doesn't do that. And unfortunately, a good defense like Alabama State will make you pay if you just float the ball, just any spot. I really like their defensive backs closing speed. But that was something that I saw even in our spring game when he was going up against our number 1 defense. He threw a pick 6 for a score, and I was like, and then everybody was trying to defend him. I was like, no. I know what people are like when they get under pressure. Either you're going to make the throw or you're going to not make the throw. And I've seen what he was like under pressure, and it's been a consistent thing the entire year. He just has to get better with that and become that dog that's going to make the play by any means necessary. Run the ball. He's not slow. He's not a Michael Vick type runner, but he can be somewhat mobile and get 4, 5, 6 yards down the field. And that's enough to cause the defense to have to change the scheme sometimes.
I agree. But and I don't think Musa's a bad quarterback. Let me get.
He's not.
I think he's just locked into Xavier. He trusts Xavier. He trusts what he can do for him. And to me, good, bad, or indifferent, I just think that if you try to take that on the road or play against somebody else, you know what I'm saying?
No,
Yeah.
we definitely going forward into 2023. We need an upgrade with our receivers. Jamarie's coming back, Musa's coming back, but we wholeheartedly need a 4-3 guy that's 6'3", 6'4", 6'5", 4'3", 4'2". We need about 2 of them guys, that can run and stretch a defense. And we need, I want to say, an expansion of our offensive scheme. It needs to expand to the point where we are not that predictable. I thought that more people would have kind of like slowed us down, but people that know what they're doing, that have decent coaches on the other side of the ball, AKA Bama State, AKA Jackson State, AKA South Carolina State, AKA Grambling, they find a way to slow our guys down and to put our guys, because our guys are not blazing fast. Like, what's my man's name? Zay is an expert route runner. And if he's a crafty, experienced route runner, he's going to run the route. And he and Musa have a very good chemistry going on. Jamarie Sheree is quick. He's fast. And he can beat you when he's in space. But there have been minimal throws to our tight ends, minimal throws. Yeah. And, just really with that. And I'm expecting these guys and our guys can catch and they can move. Like the sports, of course, the seam of the field has been open the majority of the time, but we haven't taken the time to explore that because, Zay and Jamarie are those people. So there you go. But going into 2023, they have got to expand that the whole playbook. We can't go in like that.
We'll see if you still have Willie at that time. All right, moving forward. Valley Southern, they come out with the victory in my trap game. Bashawn McCray goes down in the first quarter. Bubba McDaniel comes in and he leads them to victory. Look good while doing it. Valley offensively, listen, they are what they are. I think it wasn't a great win. I think I think if you watch this game, and I hate to use Valley as an example because they're not the best of team, but Bubba McDaniel should have had a shot to be the starting quarterback for this job. If you watch this game, he was competent. He was mobile. He could make throws that you haven't seen McCray make consistently. He looked decent. Once again, I know it was against Valley, so I have to preface my comments, but he looked good doing it. And I think he should, going into the Bayou Classic, this quarterback should be up for debate. It should be a debatable situation to where if you want to have Bashawn McCray or Bubba McDaniel. Me personally, I'm going with Bubba. I've seen what I've seen from Bashawn. There's no need to bring that back. But with Dooley being Dooley, who knows, and things like that. So it is what it is. I know you probably haven't watched the game, but I had a chance to scoop that out as well. All right, moving forward. All right. Listen, you already know what it was, the redemption game. I was in Mobile. I saw this. Listen, I said it on my post-game show. Mobile had to be the blackest event I've ever been to, and that's saying something at an HBCU event. Them ninjas be ninjing, okay? Them ninjas be ninjing down there in Mobile. My 2 cents on this game, and I said it on my post-game. If Alabama A&M has a quarterback, this game is different. You can watch the first half of this game. And honestly, and I know people are going to say, Scotty, what about the Jackson State kickback, pullback, and the fumble pass that got returned? You can take all that, cool. I'm talking about legit opportunities without flags or penalties. A&M had it. They left 17 points.
I heard that they should have been up like 24-0.
No, it should have been like 24-14. Easy. I mean, probably I have never seen, like, the opportunities were there. A&M did not take advantage of it. And when I mean they did not take advantage of it, their quarterback The quarterbacks did not take advantage of the opportunities that were put before them. I had to give full kudos to Connell Maynor, to DT, Coach Mai. Offensively, they were in their bag. They were calling a hell of a game. I'm the first person to go on here and tell you coaches suck or Willie can Willie something up. That was not the situation on Saturday. Saturday was this. The players were put in position to win the game. The players didn't do it. It's just that simple for me. If you go back and watch this game, the players were put in position to win the game. They didn't do it. Big time fumbles at the wrong time. Quarterbacks can't hit the brass out of a barn. Just all kind of crazy stuff. So it just is what it is. And listen, man, I'm so sick and tired of these people talking about these SWAC refs. They're bad. We all know they're bad. You can't. It's just funny to me when people want to use that excuse for their team when it goes their way. When it goes their way, I just see bad refs. But when it doesn't go their way, oh my God, SWAC referees are horrible. Listen, they're bad across the board. That's an agreeable. So you do whatever you can to not let them affect the game. That's all you can do. That's all you can do.
All you can do. You know, Connell Maynor, because I know a lot of talk has been, get rid of. Look, Connell Maynor can coach. I don't know what's going on with their team because it seems like everybody's trying to get out of Dodge. But he can coach. And the one thing about when you get transfer players in and they're coming in from so many different cultures, it takes a special kind of guy to be able to get those guys to buy in and blend everybody in and bring them in on one accord and get them to execute at a high level. I it would have been interesting to see how this team would have looked if the QB hadn't left before the season. I think Alabama A&M possibly could have been a different team, but I fully expect Maynard to bounce back and find one or two guys, and they may be may have a different ethnic background, but he's gonna find somebody because he knows what he's missing. And from a play calling standpoint, he is there, and he's been at the highest level. Like I always look at the Division II teams that make it deep into the playoffs. And if you can forge through those rounds, I'm like, you got something there. You got somebody that can coach, which is one of the reasons why I knew that Bowie State's guy, that's at Morgan State now, was going to be good because he won a few rounds in the playoffs. Yeah. You get somebody like that and you understand how to win those games when it matters the most, you've got a coach.
If I was an Alabama A&M alum in this loss, it would have reaffirmed my affinity for Connell Maynor. If I was an A&M alum and I watched this game the way I watch it through my eyes, this game would have affirmed me of who Maynor is because his team was ready to play. They had some breakdowns, but if you listen, all biases aside, if you were Jack State, you had to respect how A&M came to play because everybody thought they were going to get washed. Every score that came in was over 35 points. 35 this, 35. They came to play, and you can say, well, if Shador would have finished the game, that didn't happen. So we can't even say that. My thing is this. I was excited to see that his team was ready to play. They came to play. The execution aspect of that, because when you're, and I said this, when you're playing a team that's a winner, they know how to win. When you're playing a team that's been losing, they have to learn how to win. They don't have Akil Glass there who knows how to win. They don't have, Jordan Bentley, all these players that have won at A&M at high levels. They don't have juice. They don't have these players they're all new, trying to learn how to win together. And you saw the lack of leadership, just like leading that team to victory. You know what I'm saying? Like having somebody kind of push that team to there. They were not composed at the right time. They got dumb penalties at the wrong time. And that's what you see from a losing squad. But overall, if I was an A&M alum looking at that game, I would say, hey, I like the way that how they showed up and came to play this game. You can't be mad at that for that. But they gave a great effort, and that's what it's all about. So we'll see how it goes going forward. Now, let's talk about my boy Andrew Buddy and his flu game.
Bruh, this bruh is the Michael Jordan of the freaking swag. He is the Michael Jordan of the swag. He don't have no rings yet, but he definitely is special. He's the Michael Jordan of the swag. He's having special moments, opportunities, and let me just say, their team is legitimately good. Like, you don't beat a team like that if you don't have talent. And they've got talent. And if they can find a way to get some more talent, they're going to really challenge for that West. But they got to get through Prairie View, and I'm not sure they're going to be able to do that.
Let me see. I want to show y'all something because a lot of people are like, oh, Scotty. Let me see if I can find it. I hope Mama Body doesn't get mad about me by showing this, but I just want y'all to see what my boy Andrew was going through and that it was real deal Holyfield out here that my boy was playing with the flu game. All right, let me see. Share screen window. This was Andrew. That was, she sent me that on, let me see what day she sent that on to me. She sent that to me on Thursday. That was Andrew on Thursday at the hospital, getting fluids, trying to stay ready for this game. Didn't practice all week. Come on, man.
That boy's special.
Went out there, put 41.
That boy's special. He is special.
I just want to say, man.
He's special now. Andrew Body is becoming, and not jinxing this whole, just Johnny Manziel, because I don't want to say that, right? But I've done said it, so I might as well say it. He's a black Johnny Manziel without the Johnny Manziel extra stuff. He's special. He's that special, and he's got an opportunity to take down the big dogs and to get him some money, man. Let's go.
No more pics for you. I just wanted them to show. I just wanted to see what my boy was going through, how real it was. But listen, I'm gonna say this, and let's be real. And listen, I know a lot of y'all might not like what I'm about to say. I have exacerbated the Andrew Body brand. Can I say that? Is because let's be real. He's at Texas Southern. Nobody really cares about Texas Southern. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to Coach Green. He put me on to Andrew, and I've been Andrew Body's fan since. Okay, so I just want to say, Andrew Body,
sir.
Oh man,
sir, look, you have done. You got people in Tallahassee talking about Andrew Body. We don't even play Texas. I go into Jacksonville. I'm in Jacksonville, and people like, bruh, Andrew Body. Little kids be in Tallahassee talking about, you be on with Scotty, don't you? Hey, watch this. Andrew Body. We don't even play them, and they know who this guy is, right?
Yeah.
You got fans that's watching this thing, and look, we in Black Panther watching Wakanda Forever, and all of a sudden, Andrew Body.
Oh man,
look, it's a whole movement, man. But he deserves it. I think his name needs to be out there. I think people need to be on the NFL watch. I hope that he continues to invest in himself and invest in his development and understand it and maximize the moments, not get distracted, stay focused.
Absolutely.
There are no perfect situations. in football. I hope that Texas Southern understands where, who they have, the greatness that they have on their campus, because it's a whole lot of people that's looking at, the situation. Be like, back in the day, back in the Southwest Conference, where people was evil and stuff, which is why they shut the whole conference down. But back in the day, stuff like this, that Andrew Buddy, y'all ain't got no fans out there in Texas Southern.
They don't go. Hey,
they only show up once a year. Why don't you come on over to Orangeburg at South Carolina State University?
Hey,
we ain't scared of Jackson State. We done whooped their ass before. So if you come on there, we'll make you a pound puppy, and you can be one of the Bulldogs over here in Orangeburg. And then down in Tallahassee, we like Musa and everything, but
hey, listen,
it's something about the name Musa, but we'll be right there talking about Andrew Buddy. I'm trying to tell you, it'll be 23,000, 40,000 Rattlers up there, and right up there in Alabama State. They talking about, well, we got Demetri, we got that boy up in there. He be running that buzz, 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 but we could go ahead. I'm trying to tell you, boy, they lining up. You let news get out that Andrew Buddy is somewhat interested in going somewhere else other than Texas Southern and see what happened. Even over there at Prairie View, right across the way. Son, I'm trying to tell you, everything is bigger in Texas. Let me tell you about what's going on over here at the Prairie View. We done whooped y'all ass about 4 times in a row. So you might as well come on over here to the View and play your rival and be on the winning side, because we finna whoop y'all again next year, and you're gonna be right back in the same spot. Your coach is limited and everything. He limited in the mind. You got people with mental health issues that's calling plays for y'all. You might as well come on over here to the other side and
oh my God, I'm not telling you nothing else. I'm not telling you nothing else.
I'm just saying, I'm in my prophetic gift right now. You ain't telling me, I'm just saying,
Oh my God.
I'm trying to tell you, look, you let the news get out that this joker is thinking about, I'm talking about, let alone the Georgia Southerns, Troys, and everybody else that, you think ain't looking at you, but they looking at you.
I would say this, and I I'm not going to say if the bodies have consulted me on that decision. I will neither confirm nor deny that. But what I have said, though, is if he went to FAM, right? This is way, we just having, they were just asking me questions. I said, listen, the branding with Nike, LeBron, and Andrew, and you push that, that's crazy.
It's a whole wrap.
That's crazy.
That's a whole wrap.
We just talking.
But if Andrew Buddy was to come to Tallahassee, Florida, whoo, Lord have mercy. We would be on ESPN every week with a story. I'm trying to tell you, it would be people, not to mention this recruiting class that Coach Simmons is lining up. Of course, if he stays, that's what I think, right? But this class is really going to be legitimately special. It's already lining up to be special. If Drew Body comes, he's going to have the fan base. He's going to have the sponsorship. He's going to have a world-class education. The LeBron football line is going to be ready next year. It's going to be nuts. Woo, Jesus. I'm trying to tell you.
That's some heavy branding. I ain't going to lie to you. That's some heavy branding.
And just connected with Rattler Nation, and we love football. We love football. Yeah. You ain't got to worry about 10 people showing up to your game.
All right, let's move on.
It won't be 10 people on the road in Lorman, Mississippi.
Oh my goodness. Hey, listen, let's move on. We're going to, you already know, hey. All right, listen, buy, sell, hold. You already know we running the back. Finishing with the losing record. Look like everybody, hey, we all should be buying this. Oh.
Yeah, I'm on hold.
Oh.
And the reason I'm a hold is Shedeur didn't have a concussion. And I'm not sure if Coach Sanders is going to play that boy this week because he already has the SWAC championship already wrapped up. So if they go up into Lorman with the backup, Alcorn can win this game. And every time Alcorn's back is against the wall, you know, like I wasn't sure if they were going to beat McNeese, but they found a way to do it.
Listen, Jackson is the king of stat padding. Why? Listen, if there's any chance for
after what I saw this past weekend, if they go up in there and Alcorn, this is like Alcorn's Super Bowl, bro. Alcorn is going to be this is their Super. They got one shot. They do not want to let McNair go out there with a losing record. They're gonna throw everything in the kitchen sink at Jackson State.
Once again, Shedeur and Jackson are the king of stat padding. Why would I not give an opportunity? Now, I think he shouldn't play because this game isn't worth anything.
I'm trying to tell you, they're going to knock that. He just had a concussion. Just think about Tua and the protocol and how much attention this is going to be and how Dion, Coach Prime, as a father first and as a coach, knowing that you already have the SWAC already coming to you. It's going to be another home game. So Shedeur's going to be able to play again. So he goes out there and he gets knocked out and can't play in the SWAC championship game.
I think he got like 2 weeks though before because you got the Bayou Classic and then you would have the SWAC championship game.
I'm talking about this week.
No, I'm saying if he gets knocked out this week, he'll still have a week. He'll have the Bayou Classic week. And then he'll have time to recover. You have time to recoup. So, but listen, man.
Yeah, but let's say he gets hurt, and can't.
But let's say he gets hurt. Yeah, okay.
I mean, that can happen any game, right?
True, any game.
That can happen any game. But he is seriously just coming out of a concussion protocol, and it's a lot of attention that's on this sort of thing right now. With Tua, and of course with Coach Prime, with all these magnifying glasses and everybody watching all this stuff. I'm not sure if Coach Sanders is going to play him.
He will. Shedeur even tweeted and said Tua is good. He'll be playing, so he'll be playing. But all right, next up. Bust a hole. All right, bust a hole.
Sell. I ain't betting against Andrew Body no more. I ain't doing it no more. Every time I didn't win against him and everything and said that they was going, because it's not him, it's that freaking team. Now, it's the team. It's not him. It's just like I didn't trust the coaching. I ain't trust the other guys. I didn't like the way they was tackling, just all of this stuff. And I know the emotional investment, but these guys have legitimately showed that they come to play literally every week. They're not a perfect team, but they're going to beat Alabama A&M.
All right. I'm you know me, I don't bet against my boy Andrew. It's only one game I knew it was a done deal. But everything else, I know my boy Andrew got a chance. Andrew buddy! All right, so I gotta sell this one as well. All right, next up. Whoa! Oh! I said, oh, buy, sell, hold.
All right. So, I've got like a policy and everything when it comes to my team and everything. And we're doing it. I'm going to hold because this is my team and it's been working.
God.
I'm a buy, darn it. I'm a buy. 9-2. 9. We ain't losing to no darn Cookman. Not this year.
Oh, man.
Look, y'all better not embarrass me, Coach Sim. I'm telling you now, y'all better.
You know what's funny? I think your team, and this is me being honest, I think your team is more susceptible this year than I thought last year. Last year, I didn't have no doubt that y'all was winning that game. I was like, they ain't even in the same boat.
Every game that we have played, I said it midseason, every team that we play on our schedule could beat us. And we played that way. We coached that way. We found a way to let people back in the game. But at the end of the day, we win. So that's been the thing. And this has proven to be a very resilient bunch. There's a culture of winning at FAMU. And these guys know how to win. I don't see them letting Xavier Smith and Isaiah Lane go out with a loss. I don't see that happen.
I'm a sell. Listen, I think this is the all-time classic of what that rivalry is all about.
Look, you don't have to tell me. We have lived it. I have lived it. I've seen it. Look, I have seen it on both sides since the very beginning. All right. The first year of the classic, when it started being the classic, in 1978, the team was 9-1 going into the classic. We needed to win that game to go into the playoffs. Cookman had FAMU down 17-0 at half. FAMU comes back, wins the game like 24-17. The very next year, we had Cookman down 18-0. Cookman comes back and wins the game. The year Brian Jenkins' first year, they came in the classic. They were 10-0.
Woo!
Undefeated. They just knew that they was finna whoop out. They just knew they was gonna whoop our ass. But baby, the Rattlers came out there and they started handing that ball off. This was Joe Taylor handing that ball off to Philip Sylvester, who ran for about, he ran over there, bro. Like well over, I think, 100 yards. I think it was almost a classic record, maybe 200 yards. But he ran, just killed him. And then the year that we were about to go to the Celebration Bowl, Pick six, Ryan Stanley. Right. I was just like, bruh, I have seen it all in this class. Everything. And it's nothing worse, except for Howard University. But it's nothing worse than losing to Cookman, having a big lead, and letting that man, letting the marching Wildcats fire up. Go, Wildcat. Go. Let's go. And quietly, the Rattler fans be like, Wildcat, Rattler. We trying to find our little spin to it and trying to sing our little way out of it. You know what I'm saying? But it is nothing worse than having them get momentum in the classic like that. It's crazy. So they know what they're up against. They know it's a scrappy team. They know the intensity of this game. They know what's going on. But at the end of the day, FAMU's a better team. FAMU's going to win this game.
All right. Next up. I said, hold Dooley's offense.
It depends on who plays QB. He makes the right call with the QB. This is definitely a win. So I'm going to sell.
Oh, I like that. I don't trust Dooley as well, so I don't think he's going to make the right decision. If he goes with Bashan, I'll buy it. If he goes with Bubba, I'll buy. If he goes with Bashan, I'll sell. So those are my caveats. You know, it's like when you if you're watching the stock market, when it gets to a certain price, you got to buy. That's how we doing this right there. That's how we doing that today. All right, next up. Buy, sell, hold. PV closes it out.
Closes what at? What are we closing at?
SWAC championship. If they win, they go to the SWAC championship.
I thought it was already in the SWAC championship.
No, they got to win.
Who they got to beat?
They got to beat Valley. They got Valley next.
They're going to beat Valley.
I'm assuming that's a buy.
That's a buy.
I'm a hold. Because it leaves a small slither for my boy Andrew Buddy to get up in that SWAC championship. So I'm a hold because they lost to him last year. I say again, and it's at Valley.
This is a different coach. This is a different team. Okay. Because they lost last year, that's why they're not going to lose this year.
All right. All right, let's get to these Week 12 games. Trap game off the rip. PV at Valley. Kofi.
I just said it. PV is not going to lose this game. I'm going to say PV by 14.
PV by 14. Listen.
They gonna play. Valley gonna play hard. They gonna do it like they do. They gonna do what they do. But at the end of the day, PV's just a better team. Now, PV, if y'all go in there and lose this game, I'm getting my belt. I'm letting you know now.
Listen. That Valley Field is good for 7 points. I say it all the time. That Valley Field is good for 7 points.
They've got some athletes too. I mean, they're capable, right? You saw that against Alabama A&M. It's an interesting environment because you know Prairie View ain't going to bring no fans. The band is not going. So they might have one person in the stands cheering for Prairie View. And then you got, you know, the people in the end zone with their with their lawn chairs out there, you know, umbrellas, watching the game, drinking lemonade, eating catfish and grits. You know, you got all that stuff going on. It can be a distraction if you allow. I just don't see it with knowing the stuff that's on the line and with the fact that Valley beat them last year, they're going to be ready to play.
I'm going to go for the upset. I heard Blue talk about, Blue was like, I'm picking Grambling over Texas Southern. I haven't picked a big upset in a while, so I'm going to pick an upset. So I'm feeling on my bluish. I haven't picked an upset in a good minute. So I'm going to pick Valley for the upset. I think they win by 3. I don't know how it happens. I don't know the score. It might be like 2017, something like that. But I got Valley for the upset. Yeah, I got
Wow,
Valley.
dude. Okay. I
mean, I'm mostly, I'm hoping and wishing and praying, but you know, oh wow, that's a good pick. That's not bad. That's not bad. Howard over South Carolina. That's not bad. Shout out to my boy Blue. My boy Blue. All right. Florida Classic. Fam. Bethune in Orlando. Kofi.
FAMU. I'm going to say FAMU 28, Cookman 14.
I think the only thing that stops me from really wanting to pick Bethune-Cookman in this game is the Bowler brothers. They're special. They're special. Like, if you guys only had one of them, I think I would definitely pick Bethune-Cookman in this game. But since you guys got both of them, some dudes are different, especially Kendall. Kendall different. He's damn good. Yeah, I'm gonna go fam. I'm gonna go fam with the win. I say they win by 10. I got it 27-17. 27-17. That's what I got. 27-17. I think, listen, if you get a Jalen Jones that played against, what was that game? He had like 400 yards of total offense. If you get a Jalen Jones, if you get a Jalen Jones that runs for 100 and something yards,
Alabama A&M.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, we've been playing against mobile QBs the entire year. Like Albany State, Alabama A&M, who else? Mississippi Valley, South Carolina State, God, didn't really run that much, but they were capable of running. And the yards that they got, especially during the game with first downs, outside of the big plays to Shaq, came from QB runs.
Yeah.
You know, all of their runs, even UAPB, Southern University, all of that stuff, all of their yards came with QB runs and screens and stuff like that. So we've only allowed one big screen play the entire year, and that was this past weekend with Bama State. And that was only for like 11 yards.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with FAMU on this one. I still, like, the funny thing is I'm not as confident about this game as I was last year. Last year
last year was a different team. You know, people say what they want to about McCray, McKay, Rashawn McKay. They say what they want to, but McKay was a pillar of consistency. We knew what we had. We knew what we needed to do, and we got it done. I do think that Moose is the more talented passer, but I do think that McKay has an it factor. He's an intangible type dude, and he knows how to motivate those guys. Like, I see the energy. Like, I never saw the receivers and running backs or any of the team upset with any type of play last year, even when things got down. You know, I have seen that this year, you know, somewhat. And I think that they've had a nice little powwow about it. But at the same time, give McKay his due.
All right, that's fair. Let's get it. Kofi's game of the week. All right, Kofi, your game of the week is the Soul Bowl, Capital City Classic, however, whatever you want to call it. Oh man, let's get into it. JSU wins it. What's up? Go ahead.
I was gonna tell you the smell of catfish is gonna be everywhere. The smell of catfish and barbecue ribs is just gonna be everywhere, permeating through. Once you get off the exit off the Greenville, I'm trying to tell you, you're gonna smell it in the atmosphere. It's gonna be something special, people. Something special. Something special. If you want something to eat, if you homeless and don't have nothing to eat, please find your way to Lorman, Mississippi. They'll feed you up there. I'm trying to tell you, it's gonna be tailgate central like never before. That being said, Jackson State is going to win this game. If Shadur is going to be able to play either way, they got to run the ball. They got to run the ball because you don't want Shadur out there on that island because they are going to come after him in every way imaginable. Knowing that this guy had a concussion, they're going to try to knock him out the game. JSU's defense has been great, but there have been some vulnerabilities, and now there's some more tape out on them. People have been finding ways to move the ball. But if Jackson State can make Alcorn one-dimensional, they're going to definitely win the game. They'll win if they start fast. They don't want to get the Braves get confidence in Lorman. That is not what they want to do because it's going to be an uphill battle all day long. So they do those three things. Shadur plays, they make Alcorn one-dimensional, and they start fast, they're going to win the game.
I'll say this. A lot of people don't know that Alcorn actually leads the SWAC in sacks, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I think they lead they call themselves Crackhead D. So people, y'all can say whatever you want about Alcorn. I do believe they lead. If they're not number one, they're definitely number two. So it's there. I know G has told me they're pretty up there. So we'll see how that goes. All right, Alcorn wins if
Alcorn's going to win the game if they can find a way to run the ball and stop Jackson State's run. If they can maintain control in the line of scrimmage and run the ball and stop the run, they're going to be in position. Make plays in the passing game. Not one, but they got to be consistent with it. Make the plays. That means the ball's in your area. Hit the open target. Catch the ball. Make the first down. Move the chains. They play disciplined defense and tackle. Of course, Andrew Body makes people look very bad and everything, from time to time. So, but Andrew Body's not playing this week. So if Alcorn can find a way to play disciplined defense and tackle, they're going to be right there.
I would add Alcorn, your special teams. Oh, my God. Listen, bro. If your special teams don't come to play, you're going to lose. I mean, like, damn, just punt the ball out of bounds. I don't give a damn. Just get it. Just kick the ball out of bounds. Something. But your special teams need to come. All right, Kofi, what's your score?
I picked Jackson State's going to win 21-17.
I like that score. I like that score a lot. I also have JSU winning this game. I think it's going to be a close game. I think they win by 7. I'll say 14-21 or 24-17, something like that. But I think they win by 7. All right. My game of the week. Might as well run it back. All right, let's go. Game of the week for me, Texas Southern at Alabama A&M. Texas Southern wins if they keep the same game plan for Grambling. Listen, I don't know who was calling them plays, but they were working. And it looked good. It looked good. It looked in sync. It looked smooth. It didn't look choppy. It just looked like the game was a great flow. I absolutely love the play calling against Grambling. Stop the run and make the QBs beat you. One of these QBs is going to have to beat me throwing the ball. If that's Quincy, it's Quincy. If it's Xavier, it's Xavier. But one of these Bamas is going to have to beat me throwing the ball. And listen, Texas Southern, you got to finish the season strong. All right? This is a great season that you're having. You haven't had a season this good since 2010, I believe, when they had LC Cole and all those wins got eradicated. This is a great season. Finish strong. Finish as if you're going to the SWAC championship. You want to finish your season off the right way. All right? Alabama A&M wins if. Come on, man. Rule number one. Stop number one. Got to stop my man Andrew. All right? Listen. Number two, stay balanced and control the game. Listen, a lot of times, Alabama A&M wants to be a pass-first team. They are no longer that. They are a run-first team. They have great backs, Eaglin, and number 33, great power backs. That center guard that they have is really good at pushing the pile. They did really well against I think they ran over 200 yards on Jackson State last game, and that ain't never happened. I mean, Campbell didn't even do that. So I think staying balanced, staying in control of the game, ball control, you win this game. And defense has to stay disciplined. Jemison, thank you so much, G-Dub. Jemison, number 33. Defense has to stay disciplined. It was too many times in that Jack State game that a lack of discipline allowed players to score or continue drives, not having composure, getting unsportsmanlike conduct penalties, late whistles, all that type of stuff. That's not a disciplined defense. That's not a composed defense. That's what you need to do to win this game at Alabama A&M. For me, it's real simple. I don't bet against my boy, everybody.
Not no more. The A&M fans, man, in the SWAC,
they suck.
Yeah.
Oh, they suck. Oh my God. I was at the Mobile game. Listen, I give Jackson State. Let me blow both ourselves up so they can really feel it. I give Jackson State and a lot of HBCU fans a little slack because they don't cheer the whole game. It's more like a celebrational moment, like, oh, first down, oh, touchdown, oh, big play. A&M, oh, they look like a grandma at a comedian concert, like make me laugh. Like they don't have no emotion. They literally just sit there. The band sits there. They weren't even trying to battle with Jackson. They like, hey, we don't even do all that. You can save all that. Like A&M fans are not good at all, bro. They are garbage. They are garbage at bringing energy. Oh, they're horrible. Absolutely.
They have none.
Yeah, they're horrible.
They have none. And their announcer sounds like he's at a funeral home.
The whole shebang is just.
The whole production needs to be just thrown away.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Throw the whole thing away. Just start over from scratch. A&M got it all. Jesus Christ, they got it bad. I haven't seen Texas Southern, so I
If Texas Southern, well, I mean, it's hard to cheer with 5 people in the stands. It just really is. And the thing is, they ain't been to a game all year, so they don't know what to do. So they showed up to kind of see what was going on, and they didn't know, so they hadn't been schooled and trained in the school of being a fan. They don't know what to do. I can see that. They just didn't know what to do. But
it was man, listen, I was shaking like a $2 stripper up in that jacket. I was just like, oh. It was cold. Now it was cold, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Key had one of my subscribers, shout out to Ty, she made me this A&M hoodie, like it's like a hockey hoodie, big as a mug. You know, me being a fiance, I'm like, hey babe, you know, you can have my hoodie, you know, I'm gonna just take this windbreaker, you know what I'm saying? And I didn't know it was gonna be that cold.
Hey,
Bro,
Keith, can I have my hoodie back?
well, I was looking at her like, damn, I should have kept that joker because it was cold out there, boy.
Look, the good thing about being in Mobile and where they have an alumni and stuff, you know, you can just get you some gear. Just go down. So you like, look, especially when it be cold like that, you go and buy you something to be. I can't deal with it. No, I can't take this. I need at least about 2 sweatshirts.
Yeah, bro. I'm bringing it. Next time I'm gonna be prepared because I haven't been out in the elements in a long time. You know what I'm saying? Like that. Like it's good. That was good Maryland weather, but I ain't been in Maryland in a minute. You know what I'm saying? So I forgot how to. Because people were like, "Oh, you should be used to the cold." It's like, no, we know how to dress for the cold. That's the difference. Like I ain't from Alaska. You know what I'm saying? I'm from Maryland.
Right.
So, like, you know what I'm saying? So I just know how to dress in layers and how to prepare.
And
so,
the Alaskans know how to dress in the cold. That's why they can take it. They got polar bear fur and seal fur and all that other stuff.
You know
They be dressed and lay it up.
You get the long johns. You know, listen, you get the long johns on that joint, you be like, oh,
ooh, boy.
I'm hot. You know what I'm saying?
Listen.
I'm hot. You know what I'm saying? But
ain't nothing like grandma say, boy, you got your long johns on.
You
go put them, look.
Come on, baby.
Look, put them dungarees on top of them long johns.
Oh, listen, you be out there hot. Shout out DMV. You're good with me. You already know what it is. Listen, last question. Call lines are open. 518-263-8121. 8124. 518-263-8124. Call lines are open. Question for you. Question for the chat. What is the better SWAC championship game? Jackson State versus Texas Southern. Jackson State versus PV.
The bigger headline would be Texas Southern because of Andrew Buddy. But I mean, Prairie View's worst game was against Southern, but a lot of that had to do with Dooley. Knowing that personnel, knowing what to do, knowing how to attack, the adjustments they made, that sort of thing. I'm gonna say I think the better SWAC championship would be Texas Southern because of the quarterback play and the way that Texas Southern played them. But I don't think you can go wrong with Prairie View. I think Prairie View is going to give them a much better game this time around. To be honest,
I'll say this. I think the better game, and I agree with you, the better headline is Andrew Body. You can really sell that because, you know, people are going to come out and want to see the battle between Body and Shador again, part 2, part 3, however you want to call it. But I think Texas Southern is probably playing the best in the SWAC West right now, in my personal opinion. So I would like to see that happen. But I don't know, man. PV is just such an iffy case for me. Like, I don't know what I'm gonna get from PV, if I'm being honest. Like, I don't know what I'm gonna get from Connolly. I don't know what that offense is gonna look like. I don't know what they do. They're just so mundane for me. Like, I don't know if they can ever get to a point where they don't do anything special for me. And that's the thing why I don't want to see them. But I think who's playing the best football right now is Texas Southern. But I would like to see PV just because they haven't played it. They haven't played against Jackson State. So I would like to see that matchup. But I think who's playing the best football right now in the West is Texas Southern. I think that'd be a better matchup for me. You know what I'm saying? And I like a team. I like a rematch to see what a team
adjust.
How they adjust. Yeah, exactly. How they adjust to how they lost. You know what I'm saying? So I would appreciate to see that. But, you know, if PV earns it, they deserve that opportunity. All right. Call lines are open. 518-263-8124. 518-263-8124. 3935 coming to you. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to us.
Hey, Scotty.
What's good? What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, man, this is D Driver.
Oh, God.
From Birmingham.
What's up, D?
Hey, man, yeah, you know, I told you the other day I was calling in today, man. I was like, hey, Kofi, what's up, man? I ain't want to forget about you either, bro.
What's good?
Yeah, Alabama State alum.
Oh yeah, Kofi. Let me tell you about your boy. Now, way back in the spring, when Alabama State first announced they hired Eddie Robinson, your boy had all this energy talking about what is Alabama State doing? You know, he always say, "What is we doing? What is we doing? A real estate agent?" He just dogging my boy. Now I look up a couple weeks ago. You know, we made a bet. I told him Alabama State was gonna have a winning record. So I look back a couple weeks ago. Y'all was doing your show. He gonna get on there all mealy mouth talking about some. I just want to say Alabama State, congratulations, y'all having winning records, Coach Rob, and you know I will be making a donation. Yeah. I'm like, oh no, hell no, I ain't letting him off that easy. Wait a minute now. First of all, he should have said, yo, bro, I forgot your name or whatever. Call on into the show. You got me. So I'm going to let you have your moment, give you 5 minutes of fame. You know what I'm saying? Nah, he just wanted to do a drive-by halfway acknowledgement that my boy came through for Alabama State. So I was like, nah, man, I got to call him out. Scotty, man, you always be called everybody else out, man. Keep that same energy. Keep that same energy.
That's real.
So I'm telling you.
That's real.
Yeah, where is that same energy, man? Where's the same energy? Now you've been wearing Alabama State gear, and I'm proud of you for that. But my second thing with you is you've been picking against us every week. Now I get you.
He didn't pick against y'all last week.
I mean, I'm a betting man, and I know we done lost the last 4, so I probably wouldn't have picked us either. But after that, come on now, Bethune. Now, we had Sorry Ely last year, and we beat Bethune. But you going to pick against us this year? Come on now, man. Come on.
I picked FAMU last week. Yeah, I picked FAMU.
No, I'm talking about when we played Bethune.
Oh.
Bethune, you picked Bethune to beat us. I was like, come on, dog. Really?
Dog, listen.
Bethune.
Listen, let me tell you straight up. I'm gonna be a whole buck with you. And if I have my mom on the call line, she'll agree with me. I am a sore loser, bro. Like I try not like I take it a lot better now because I got to get on this channel every single week. And you know, if it don't go well, you know what I'm saying? Like I gotta eat it. But in my heart of heart, boy, I am a sore loser. And it hurt me nothing. Like when I tell you it hurt me nothing more than to see y'all have a winning record. Like it really bothers me. Like I ain't gonna lie to you because I'm like, it shouldn't have happened. You should have lost the Magic City Classic. You should have lost to Andrew Body, and you should have lost to Howard. You should have lost to Howard for real. Like if Howard runs the ball, you lose. So I ain't gonna lie. It bothers me that you have the right to be up here and hold me accountable.
Rocket Mortgage Hornets.
You know what I'm saying? But
yeah, Rocket Mortgage. Yeah, he said that the whole time. Rocket Mortgage Hornets. And he didn't get out that till after that little situation with us and Jackson State. Then he cooled off on that.
Yeah. I said I wouldn't call him a real estate agent no more. So you know what I'm saying? But you know, listen, man, listen. This is your get it all in. I take my L. Like I take my L like a man. You know what I'm saying? You right. Keep that same energy. I'm giving you the floor. You know what I'm saying? To do whatever you need to do and say whatever you need to say, because you are the victor, and to the victor goes the spoils.
All right, there you go. That's more like it. Well, I ain't gonna take all day because I know you got some other calls and stuff. But I'll say this. Now I'm gonna text you my information, so when you make the donation, you just pass that along to my school, so they know the boy out here looking out for them. And now, Kofi, I'll get with you next year because we owe y'all a whooping. We're gonna come down there to brag, and we're gonna take the bragging out y'all mouth. We're gonna monkey curve stomp y'all for this one. We let y'all get away this time, but we're gonna
save your breath. It ain't happening in brag. We'll see you maybe in 2 years.
Hey, I can only imagine if he would have called in with a win over y'all. Oh my God.
Oh man, I was ready. Ooh, boy, I was so ready. Man, I was ready. Well, I tell you. But my last thing, I'm just gonna say that the SWAC better get their little wins in this year. Cause I'm telling you, when my boy get his recruiting class in, we're gonna be on. Cause y'all have just seen a glimpse of what our teams was like when Eddie was playing. When he was under our coach Markham. That tough grittiness, hard defense. Now, we had a better running attack back in the day because Brad Baxter was a beast. Anybody that knows our late 80s and early 90s teams know Brad Baxter was killing it. So we're going to build that running game up, and we're going to get our quarterback. Because our quarterback back then was Ricky Jones. He was Michael Vick before Michael Vick. So, anyway, I'm just going to say that, man. Y'all look out for my boy.
No. Let me say this. Now, you had your 5 minutes of fame. Let me get back on my Scotty. So none of these players, these players he's recruited. None of this team he's recruited. So you bragging about this team and none of the players he's recruited. He didn't recruit Bubba. He didn't recruit Maddox. He didn't recruit Irshad. None of the stars on this team. Matter of fact, the one person that he did recruit sucks. Demetrius, he sucks. Santo Dunn is the only thing saving him in this recruiting class. That's it. He brought him up, and that's because of the offensive coordinator, because he coached him at Morehouse, so he knew what he could do, so he brought up Santo Dunn. But this whole team has been put together not by him. So when you see a full in the next 2 to 3 years, when these players matriculate out, let's see if this is the same defense that it was before, because none of the players that are starting on defense he recruited. Let's just be very clear about that.
Well, you could say that. I give you that. But I'll say this though, that just proves all the more that our coach was trash last year.
Agreed.
Because he had all them players and he was garbage.
I will give you that. That we shall. Touche. I'll give you that.
Okay. Well, look, man, I'm gonna let you go now, and I'm gonna go ahead and become a full member. So, like I said, so I can keep tabs on you and hold you accountable. And Kofi, like I said, I'll get back with you too, bro. I'm gonna make a 2 for 2 on this one. So y'all have a good night, man.
You too.
See you next year.
All right, man. That was a good one. That was good. I just have to be very clear about that he ain't recruit none of these top-notch players he bragging about. Mike, coming to you. I calling you live.
What's going on, Scotty?
What's up, Mike?
What up, Scotty? What's going on, Kofi? What up, boy?
What up, boy?
Hey, I want to talk about this. You guys talking about Prairie View and Texas Southern. Does Southern not still have a chance at the championship?
Well, they don't have the head-to-head. Okay, so they would need Texas Southern
because
to
lose. they beat Prairie View.
Yeah, so they need Texas Southern to lose. They need Prairie View to lose.
Yeah.
And then Southern has to win out, and then they become. But if Texas Southern wins, they have the head-to-head with Southern, so they jump over that. You know what I'm saying? And PV have the loss head-to-head. So, but PV has
out of Southern's hands.
Yeah. So PV has to lose for Southern to be in consideration.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just wondering because you guys just had Prairie View and Texas Southern up. I'm like, damn, does Southern not have a chance? Because Perry White will be so disappointed in you, Scotty.
This is the thing. I don't listen. I don't think the Bayou Classic's a gimme. Let me just say that, okay? I don't think the Bayou Classic's a gimme the way Southern,
I don't see that either.
The way Southern's been playing, the way Gramblin's been playing, you never know what Grambling you're gonna get. But to me, it really falls down on PV. If PV stumbles down the block, then each team, Texas Southern and Southern, they have their own pathway. You know what I'm saying? If Texas Southern wins out, then they're the SWAC champs. They're the SWAC West champs. If Texas Southern loses, then then Southern can walk in. If they all lose, PV goes. PV goes.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, that's all I wanted to talk about, guys.
No problem, Mike. Appreciate it, my boy. Hey, you going to the Lorman game?
Huh?
You going to the Lorman game?
Oh, Scotty, it's gonna take you 3 days just to get on campus. I'm not going there. God, I have to leave right now just to get on campus Saturday morning.
Boy,
hey, Scotty, I love my shoes too much.
Oh my!
So you gotta wear your play shoes when you go to Alcorn.
Boy, you stupid.
Because they spend all that money on landscaping, Scotty. They spend all that money on the grass and the landscaping. But why does their football field look the way it looks?
That's fair. That is fair.
Their football field is equivalent to Kevin Durant's hair.
Wow. Get off my line. Get off my line, Mike. Get off my line. That boy said he looked like Kevin. Get off my line. Get off my line. That boy problem. 7848 coming to you. That boy stupid. Hey, call you.
I think Rogaine should give Kevin Durant a call.
Facts. What's up, calling?
Hello.
Yeah, you live. Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going well. How about yourself?
I'm doing pretty good. Listen, Jackson State fan here, no doubt. I got a couple questions for you guys. Scotty, I want to talk about the trainer situation at Jackson State. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. What's the deal with that? I mean, if the head basketball coach knew she didn't have trainers, should have talked to the AD before she went on the road game, or she should have been in the house? Do you think if he had knew, the situation could have been solved? And why would she put it on social media without going to him and talking to him and discussing it in the house without putting it out for the whole world to see?
She did.
Go ahead. Oh, you guys. My thing is, this is my thing. Why do I have to ask you for something you know I need? That's my question back to you, sir. Why would I have to ask? Yeah, that's a question to you. Why would I have to ask for something that I need?
Well, what I'm saying is that then you saying that he should already know what's going on, that she needs trainers before she go on the road.
He is the athletic director. That means he is over all the sports. Does he not know that the basketball team needs trainers? I'm like, if you don't know that, you shouldn't be doing the AD job. That's just my personal opinion.
Well, it looks like there's a lot of communication somewhere, because if something's going on between him and her, if there's some kind of communication breakdown there, if she's going to go on the road without trainer, somebody's not communicating there.
Let me ask you this,
because I can't see the athletic director not letting them go without trainers, because when Allstate needed trainers, Dion was on board with that. So I'm sure if Dion knew about that, he would have been involved with that. So that's some communication drop there somewhere.
Okay, let me ask you, who's Allstate? That's first of all. I don't know Allstate.
No, Alcorn, sir. You know what I'm talking about.
No, I didn't know you said Allstate. I didn't know they had a team.
Alcorn, when they didn't have no trainers, and Dion said he was going to go down and help them out for trainers.
My second question to you is who looks worse? And I need you to put your thinking cap on, because a lot of y'all just be in here just calling and just rambling. Put your thinking cap on. Who looks worse? The coach who refuses to go to said contracted game between a tournament, or the AD? Who looks worse? Because
of course, first of all, the AD looks worse. But I'm saying, you don't go and have any kind of communication before. I'm sure there was no communication before they got on that plane.
Hold a minute, sir.
So you saying she and Ashley didn't talk at all?
Go ahead, Kofi.
Sir, I want to say this. If you've ever been around women and their kids, I'm going to go somewhere. If you've ever been around women and their kids, and you have to take women with little babies and stuff, and it's time for them to go to grandma's house or Uncle so-and-so's house or go anywhere, a mom is going to make sure that baby has the diaper bag, and it's full of food. It's got diapers. It's got two or three changes of clothes. When the daddy packed the bag, it's a totally different deal. We might throw some chips and some snacks and maybe a diaper or something like that, because that's just how we roll. We ain't finna be going through all that. Son, you'll be all right. We'll change in about an hour. You know, that sort of thing. You're talking about an experienced head coach that has run a top-notch, not HBCU basketball program, but she has run a top-notch basketball program. She informed my man, who's the AD. I keep forgetting. I don't know why.
Ashley Robinson.
Ashley Robinson. She informed him last year about all of her needs, having observed the other teams and what they had and why they were successful, which was why they were able to make the jump that they made last year, because Robinson complied. Every year, Ashley Robinson is a good AD. So I know that he stays in communication, especially with his marquee programs. I know beyond a shadow of a doubt, if you ask me if she told him, I guarantee you, because this is black woman stuff. I already told you, I already told you I needed trainers. I sent you an email on this day at this time to tell you that I needed trainers. I already told you that. It's not like you talking with somebody that ain't dressed from top to bottom. Her hair is always done.
Fair.
She is always dressed to the nines. You're talking about somebody that's extremely detail oriented.
Right.
She is detail oriented. She don't miss a beat. That's why she coaches the way that she does. And her team plays the way that it does, because she's detail oriented. Ashley Robinson.
So you think Ashley Robinson dropped the ball here?
Hands down. Hands down. He dropped the ball. The president dropped the ball. She definitely, beyond a shadow of a doubt, communicated her needs, because that's what women do. I know she did it.
Okay.
And she going into this year, she wanted to build off last year, and having talked with other basketball coaches in the conference, even at FAMU, I know for a fact, Coach McCullum was like, bro, we need trainers. I was like, what do you need to go to? He's like, we need trainers. I saw it last year when we played Southeastern Louisiana. FAMU had 3 trainers. Southeastern Louisiana had 36.
Okay, Kofi, I got to ask you a question. What is the big issue here? Because it was at first was Alcorn, now it's Jackson State. What is the issue in the SWAC with trainers?
It's budget and priorities. When you think of a team, right? When you think of a team, you think it's just we just kind of like got out of this. We're kind of crossing over into another dimension and territory. But this has been going on for years. Even last year, when my man, who's the rapper who had his son up there at Tennessee State, you started hearing about the trainers.
Yeah.
The kid that's at Howard. Everybody's like, he going up there, and Howard, do you know why he got hurt? Howard didn't have the what? Trainers. Their job is to make sure that the players are in top-notch form and they are healthy, so that their pregame, all that stuff, and their recovery is on point. That's what trainers do. But Jackson State, along with other HBCUs, lack the infrastructure to make sure that they have. It starts with coaches. You need coaches. You need assistant coaches. Okay? But you also need trainers and
wake up
staff.
call for him, because I hate to have to get out like that. And maybe Ashley is too focused on football, but like you say, the basketball team is a premier program, and I'm hoping that I was just shocked at how to just get out without some kind of communication. That I guess he must be overlooked, because I was thinking that there could be no way they could not talk, or she didn't go to him. But I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, you didn't like it. I wouldn't have liked it if it had been FAMU. I would have been going off. I would have been like, oh no, blah blah blah, XYZ. So I get it, but it starts with owning it and understanding that he needs a bigger budget.
Okay.
Jackson State has 50,000 people at a game at football, right? 50,000 people a game, paying $20, $30. How much does Jackson State take? $30, $35?
Depending on reserve.
Yeah, 35.
$35 a ticket. They can get trainers. That's ridiculous.
All right. Any other questions before you go?
Okay, one other quick question for both of you guys. We all know the SWAC referees are hard, but throughout, we can't say they're bad in one game. We all know they're bad. What can the SWAC do, or is that up to the SWAC commission to overhaul the referees or go outside and get referees?
All right, appreciate the call. Go ahead. Go.
This is on the commissioner, and they need to go through extensive training, and I would say even background checks, because I want to know if they connected with What you laughing at? I'm serious. They need background check. What school you went to? Oh, your mama. What school your mama went to? She went to Valley.
Your mom,
That's why you make that old raggedy call right there, because you was thinking about your grandma who had all of that stuff. They need background check. They need all of this stuff. They need mental health evaluations. They need what's the eye test? They need eye tests, because I'm not sure these jokers can see. I'm just like, holy moly, are you looking at the same thing? Now, you know, some of these refs come from the land of make-believe, like they did from like from the land of make-believe, from the Mr. Rogers. They be making stuff up, bro. I be like, oh, where they do that at?
not you stupid, boy. Oh, you stupid. You are dumb. Oh my guys. Barry said the Chronicles of Narnia. Boy. Boy, he just getting reps from the dresser. Hey, come on. Come on through.
Yeah.
Here's your jersey. Here's your shirt.
Holy moly, bro.
That was funny. I needed that laugh. 9137 coming to you. Hey, caller, you live.
Hey, what's going on, Scotty and Kofi? Great show tonight.
Thank you, sir. What's your name? Where you calling from?
This Monty calling from Michigan.
What's up, man?
Hey, question. What can we do for the HBCUs across the board with home field advantage to start making more noise during the game? I noticed with watching all the games, it's really no home field advantage. Like you said, most of the games, our people cheer. But when you go to some of these other schools and other football games I'm going to, they're making the teams going to a silent account because the bands is loud, the fans is loud. What can we do across the board to get these HBCUs to be cheering more so it's a true home field advantage?
Listen, I love the question. I'm going to give you my personal opinion. I'm going to tell you what somebody told me. I said, listen, the SWAC is its own entity. It's its own, it's its own realm, right? I feel as though they should let the bands play the whole game. Because that's the only time black people get up and do stuff. And to me, if somebody says, Scotty, well, they stopped that rule so they can have a better product on the field or visually showing the game. The way you're showing the game sucks. It does. Like ESPN, it sucks. So it ain't about that. You know what I'm saying? People say, well, you can't hear the announcers over the band. And I ain't had that issue. But I think they should just let the bands rock out, play all throughout the game. It will be straight pandemonium in that joint. I went to the Battle of the Bands, and I'll say this, and I'll let Kofi go. Is this your only question? Because I'm going to let you go.
The other thing, just want to make a comment. Great show on that broadcast today, even though I don't think half these Bammers knew about the Game of Thrones references you was making.
I love me some Game of Thrones. Hey, man, appreciate the call, man. Listen, I went to the Battle of the Bands between Southern and Jackson State. And it looked like something out of a football game at a white college. Like Bama's is standing up, yelling, screaming, waving the flag. I mean, they booing the other band. I'm like, this is what it looks like. This is what it should look like at a football game. Why does it look like this for the Battle of the Bands? It really was boggling my mind. I'm like, black people care more about the Battle of the Bands than they do the football game. I don't understand it. So for me, if you want to change the atmosphere, you got to let the bands just rock out, man. Just let the bands go for it.
All right. What I'm going to say is it starts with training. You got to retrain your people, And when you start playing and interacting, I think one of the great things that happened with FAMU is we played, I think, during our playoff years and the times when we played Georgia Southern on a regular basis. And watching their fans talking about blue, white, blue, white, and then the next thing you know, our cheerleaders had orange, green, orange. green, and, we started seeing them get up on third down. We started getting up on third down. It was like, oh, okay, yeah, And then the announcer has a lot to do with setting the atmosphere. You get the right announcer. You get the right PA announcer. If you just listen to your NFL games, it's like, it's third. They do whatever they got to do to try to let everybody know this is a big down. We need to get involved in the game. They can't make artificial noise, but it's third down. So even when I was PA announcer, I was like, all right, everybody get on your feet and make some noise. Rattler Nation, make some noise. And if it wasn't at the right volume, I say, make some more noise. And some more noise. Old school, make some noise. New school, you're doing whatever you got to do to try to get people involved. It's no different than church. It's the same thing. The praise and worship leader comes out there. All right, everybody, let's give God some praise. Put those hands together. You have to be able to communicate and activate the crowd in such a way and involve them in the atmosphere. And it does good to be able to train them in a way. You can have even Thursday night trainings, before the game, like pep rallies and stuff like that. And you tell them. Like Billy Joe, our coach, used to be like, all right, guys, I need y'all on third down. Like when the defense is out on the field, that's when I want y'all to do the wave. Don't do the wave when the offense is on the field, please. Please don't do the wave when the offense is on the field.
That's how I knew SWAC people did not understand football. 2 times. When I've heard the band play on an offensive drive, I said, you Bamas are dumber than rocks. Because I ain't never, why would you do that? You're in your home and your band is playing while your offense has the ball. I'm like, the dumbest thing. I remember back in the Orange Blossom Classic, Shador was backed up in his goal line and the band is right behind him playing. I said, y'all gotta be the dumbest. Y'all gotta be the dumbest crowd. And I'm like, and they rocking, I'm like, oh, I said, this is dumb. You know what I'm saying? But the reason to me is this: it's just at the end of the day, the SWAC it can't play by everybody else's rules. It should just be its own thing. And I think you got to take that ban penalty out of the game. You just got to for the SWAC. It's just my personal opinion. All right, 1400, I'm coming to you, man. Goddamn, I saw you. All right, caller, you live.
Yo. Hey, this is DeGrazier calling from Atlanta. Is my volume okay?
Yeah, you're good.
Kofi, shout out to your Hubba frat. Yes,
let's go.
First up at homecoming, about 2 weeks into it. Having a good time. So the band thing, Scotty, I call on your show regularly, and I always say the band element. Kofi, I need you to help me out here with the band element. So you talked a whole bunch of things. So the penalty thing for the band, I think, is a good thing because the band will play their asses off until you stop them. I mean, I was at FAMU homecoming a couple of weeks ago, and the band stopped 30 seconds before it was time for the football team to come back on. So if they didn't have that penalty, I think it was like 2021 or 2020, we got a penalty because the band ran over. It was a 10-yard penalty, not much, but, they ran over because the band didn't stop playing. They went off the field in enough time. So I was going to come in here and say, hey, get the likes up on the channel, people. Please like Offscript's channel. I wanted to say that. I wanted to say, Offscript, you will get Deion Sanders back on your channel soon. I'm a supporter and a fan of that, and I want to see him back on your channel because you got the great questions to ask Coach Prime, right? And then I'm keeping it short. The last thing I say, hey, I went to go to many battles of bands at these football games, and they make tons of money. Our HBCU culture has a lot to offer, and there's a lot of money to be shared and made across this. And just to reach back to the ESPN thing, I can't stand how ESPN is into our HBCU culture and has limited the band from playing. I went to the Celebration Bowl last year. I went to the MEAC Championship Bowl earlier this year, and I will not go to any more games that are heavily sponsored by Disney and ESPN because the experience in there is boring. They cut the bands off. ESPN, ABC, Disney want the advertising slots to make their money, So they take all that from the band. Granted, they're paying the bands to play the ESPN theme song and all those theme songs, but the experience is different. I do not want ESPN in the HBCU football and band culture. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you all. Offscript, Kofi, y'all are doing great things. I appreciate it. Keep moving. Later.
Appreciate it. Let me say this before you go, Kofi, or if you're about to say something. I saw that. Hey man, listen, I love this picture. Shout out to Clean Beauty Curls. She killing it with the profile pic. Shout out to you. I love it. I saw that. I said, damn, that's official. All right, I love it. You know what I'm saying? Natural hair, love it. All right, listen, man. Kofi, you got anything to say about that?
He said a lot. Let me say, as far as like with the bands, it needs to be up for discussion. It needs to be up for discussion because I feel, irrespective of what ESPN does, they need to talk to us. The SWAC and the MEAC and just HBCUs in general, it's Wakanda. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's real.
It's Wakanda. We ain't got to give you our vibranium, and the vibranium,
that's real.
Is the bands. You know, we have a lot. It's a part of our content, and if you allow us to be ourselves with the content, we'll bring you more viewers. You just need to sit down and learn the culture so that you are able to catch the right stuff that people want to see, so that we can the bands need to have somebody that can tap into their sponsors so they can get some money out of this. Yeah. It shouldn't just go straight to, just straight football. Now, for instance, the bands are a major part. Why are you limiting their creativity with an 8 or 7 minute halftime show when you don't get the full effect? You're limited. It's like they don't limit Michael Jackson when he does his Super Bowl halftime show. Let them do the halftime show. Let them play at the specific spots, or whatever they're going to do. But let us be us, and don't try to, dilute it with foolishness or with corporations and all that other stuff. Pay the bands, give the band some money. They'll play what you want to play. But at the same time, the bottom line is it needs to be up for discussion. We need to talk about it.
I'll say this. When he brought up Disney, I'm not going to lie. When I went to the Celebration Bowl and I saw Mickey Mouse as a drum major, I said, they done took this way too far. They done took that way too far. Like, there's a thing about it. Like, there's a thing about accepting and then appropriating. Like there's two. Like, why is Mickey Mouse trying to be a drum major? Like, what are we like? No, come on. What are we doing?
Well,
I don't agree with that. That is me.
Well, here's the thing. Here's what's happening, and just giving behind the scenes. Disney understands that they need to tap into that market, so they hired some colored people to get over there behind the scenes, and so they're consulting with people that went to HBCUs and try to get them. Now, I'm used to Mickey being in drum major uniform because Disney used to sponsor the Florida Classic. When Disney was sponsoring the Florida Classic had 70,000 people on a consistent basis. Okay, so they understand the power of the brand. It's just about sometimes they interfere too much because they Disney. Okay, but if they can find a way to bring and get the schools and the bands some money, I'm cool with it. Don't limit it. Don't dilute it.
You can sponsor something without having Mickey be a freaking drum major.
I get it. But Mickey got different personalities and stuff, so they just be trying to just.
What Disney show you seen him as a drum major? See, to me that's the issue, right?
You ain't seen that cartoon when he out there like that. Don't worry. I get your point. I get what you're saying. What I am saying is I've seen Mickey as a drum major. This goes way back. I was shocked.
It's like this. What it looks like to me. It's like the girlfriend that you never take out on a date. That's what that looks like to me. That's what Disney does to HBCU. Like,
oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
absolutely.
When you're with us, when it's at night, it's 1 o'clock in the morning,
right?
And nobody can see you with us,
right?
You drum majoring, but you don't put that shit on national television. You don't.
Oh, come on now.
You
Come
don't
on now.
movie. You don't nationally brought. You just want to have us as a booty call, as a late night sneaky.
Oh, come on now. That's good.
That's what it feels like when I see you as a drum major here, but then everywhere else, you regular Mickey. That's appropriation, and that's not acceptance. Like, that's just two things. Like, if you gonna be with us, be with us.
Right.
Don't play with me when you're with me. You know what I'm saying? But then when you leave me, you know, you taking all the other girls out to you taking them to movies.
That's good right there.
But we staying in the house. But you keeping it in the
no.
house.
Let's go.
I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
Let's go.
I ain't like that. That's just me personally. But, hey, if he's been a toy, I ain't never seen it. If he been a toy, I ain't never seen it. But okay, listen. I don't know everything. I haven't seen everything, but that's just my personal.
Yeah, Drum Major Mickey has been around for a while, but I get what you're saying, and that's the way Disney treats HBCUs when it comes to football, and that's the truth.
So that's just my personal opinion on that. All right, Mr. Campbell, coming to you.
Scotty,
Kofi, how y'all doing this evening?
Yes, sir.
Well, Scotty, I was going to call in because there was a lot of crime going on. But, Scotty, the word hit me. The Lord touched me on my shoulder. Because, as you well know, Coach Reed is an anointed woman. She is a pillar of HBCU excellence. She is a great basketball coach, and she's fine as hell. So, Scotty, when I saw that tweet go out, I was going to put the Escalade on the road to 1400 Lynch Street until I found out she was in Colorado. So I had to say a prayer for her. And then the spirit hit me, Scotty. So, we haven't had a Bible verse in a long time because everything had been copacetic. But I think this is a time that we need a verse for Coach Reed. Because, Scotty, let me tell you something. Coach Reed is a professional. So, if Coach Reed got on that social media and made that tweet, she probably was fed up. What you think, Scotty?
I think she's fed
when
up.
a woman's fed up.
So, the fallen prophet from Chicago, Illinois, wanted me to give these words to Swag Diddy. Swag Diddy, standing here in the mirror, saying, damn to myself. I should have known that day would come, that she would find someone else. And all the things I took her through, not having no goddamn trainers up there in Colorado. Shit, I could. It shouldn't have lasted this long. Now I'm on this telephone booth calling Tyrone. Because you know what, Swag Diddy? When a woman's fed up, no matter how you beg, it ain't nothing you can do about it. It ain't nothing you can do about it. It's like running out of love, no matter what you say. And then it's too late to talk, because it's going to be too late to talk when she take that Power 5 job next year. So now, Swag Diddy used to go to her office and talk about she used to make love to her daily. When the night fell, the same. And anytime you were hurt, Swag Diddy felt her pain. But now the up is down and the silence is sound. Because she done got silent now. You ain't see no more tweets coming out. I hurt you too many times. So, Scotty, when a woman's fed up, no matter how much you beg, no matter how much you try, she might leave. So I'm trying to tell you, that woman fed up. That woman upset. So we better pay attention to it. Just want to give y'all that Bible verse, because that just kind of hit me there.
Yes, sir.
Now, Scotty, really quickly on the crime report, I do have to bring up something, because we were on vacation down in Homecoming, and then the following week we had to do some additional business. But I think you remember Coach Green, we couldn't find him after that Southern game. Remember that?
I do remember that.
People were worried about where he was at after the Southern FAMU game. Now, we got calls that Coach Green, because he is sponsored by the Headache Hour, that he had overdosed on children's Tylenol. But we found out he was okay and he woke back up. So Coach Green is now okay.
Got it.
Now, Scotty, this crime report comes from PNC Stadium, 2200 Texas Avenue, Houston, Texas. And once again, Andrew Body is in the mix of another crime. Scotty, once again, the G went missing. We had to send out units all over the 3rd Ward looking for the G. 41 times Andrew Body whooped the G's ass all over the third ward. Now, Scotty, we did find the G. And you know what the G was? The G said he was tired of Grambling and he was hanging out with his cousins SNU. Because he said he's not coming back no more if they're going to keep getting their ass whooped like that. So he might not show up at the Bayou Classic.
Oh, Jesus.
So, Scotty, we've got to do something about this abuse that the G is constantly taking down there in Texas. You know, so we have found the G. We're asking the G to show up for Bayou Classic. And we will report to you later if that does happen. Scotty, one last thing really quickly. There was an alleged football game that happened down in Montgomery, Alabama between FAMU and Alabama State. Scotty, this crime, I'm going to tell you what this crime was. This crime was just the worst offense that we ever saw. Because there was no football being played on the offensive side of the ball for either team. That was a crime in itself. We got many reports asking for APB of any offense being played in Montgomery. We could not find any offense. We're still looking for offense. So, Scott, I'll let you know if we find any of those offensive players because none of them showed up down in Montgomery last week. Hopefully, they'll show up for the Florida Classic.
Hopefully.
So I just wanted to give that quick crime report. We are back on the case. We hope everybody is well. We want to get that Bible reading. And Coach Reed, if you need me to lay hands and provide you bundles of weave, I am available. Offscript or iweavehair.com. Because we do not want you to be in any more distress on that Twitter. So just want to be clear on that. So Paris, make sure you pass that message along, you and Hezekiah, because y'all told me that Coach Reed was single. So, you know, we are here to give that counseling that she needs in a time of need. So,
oh, God.
You all have a good night. It was glad to talk to you. Great Monday show.
I appreciate it. Oh, my God. That boy said, if she need me to lay hands, that boy.
Listen, she need to lay hands.
He said, in that time of need. Hey, JB, coming to you. What's good?
Now, how am I supposed to follow that call?
Oh, that's tough, man. That's tough. That's tough.
That's tough, and I'm going to try the best I can. I actually had a list I was going to talk about, but I just wanted to get a couple things real quick. By the way, gentlemen, great show as usual. Scotty, I love the reading you did earlier of Shakespeare and Edgar Allan Poe, a.k.a. Coach Primus and Swag Didius and everything else. Right after that, I actually had some phone calls coming to 1-800-FIND-ABAMA, trying to find those people were located, but that phone was disconnected, so I don't know what to do about that right now. With that being said, we're talking about trainers. Now, the same people who talked about trainers are talking about moving FBS. How does that work? Never mind. I'll let y'all answer that. But the last thing is, and before I go any further with this point, Brother Kofi, I'm going to ask that y'all not beat us down too badly because we're trying to find a new head coach. If you need the 50 pieces, just make sure that they come fried hard and not soggy.
All flats.
I'm talking about the wings.
All flats.
Yeah, all flats. Yes, all flats. Yeah, please give us all flats if you do. But this band conversation. Now, I'm saying this as a former band head myself. There's a reason why a lot of times you don't hear the whole songs being played during games on television. It's called copyright. If you play the whole song on television, and of course y'all know this, and if they did not get permission to play that song, said network can get sued, which is why they play snippets a lot during these games. And this actually is a conversation I had with a friend of mine who's actually a coach at an FCS power level school. And it was after the game last year, the Orange Blossom Classic that Jackson State and FAMU had 7-6, in which people were complaining about ESPN not showing the band's halftime shows.
Yeah.
We had a conversation about that time. The first thing he talked about was about HBCU football. The first thing that he said was, look at this article. All you're talking about bands. We're not talking about football, trying to get people to play football for us. We're talking about bands. Now, look, we get the fact that the band is part of HBCU culture. Absolutely. However, not every HBCU person is a band head. And I'm not sure if everyone gets that. Not everyone is a band head. Some people actually want to go to watch a game.
I think, okay, so let me say this, right? I agree with you because I'm definitely not a band head, but you want the engagement. That's what the game is lacking.
Content
is the engagement with the fans, right? Because I see the most engagement when the band is playing, and that's when the crowd gets into it. So regardless if they're watching the game or not, they're at the game. You just need the engagement. And I think if you add the band into that, you get the engagement. And I'll also say this, that to me, that's how you train your fans. It's no different than when Jackson State plays the get ready or when Alcorn does the whoop, whoop, or whatever. So they're already trained that way. So now you can train them even more to be ready and be louder on certain down and distances with the band. I just think it makes sense.
I agree.
That's it. But yeah, appreciate the call,
right,
JP.
well, no problem.
All right, man. Appreciate you. I just think you got to use it. You got to use it,
Yeah, and the band just has to pay attention. When the team is on the field, they can play do, defense. They can do that. Yeah. Or they can just get up as one unit and just start making noise. Then everybody else will get with them.
Yeah, I mean, just make all you're looking for is the engagement. And that's why it bothers me that it's the lack of engagement. But as soon as the bands go out for halftime, soon as the bands start doing it, it's like an energy in the crowd. I'm like, yo, this should be happening for. I'm sorry, I'm just gonna keep beating that dead horse. It just don't make sense to me. Coach Green, coming to you.
What it do, man? What it do? How y'all doing today, man?
What's good, Coach?
Good, man.
Nothing much, man. Too long ago got out of practice. But anyway, one of the things I think could help with the band, with the fan engagement, having a DJ along with the band.
Like DJ Loose Kid, I agree, and man, he be getting the crowd lit.
Yeah, because hey, when things start to because sometimes things slow down in the game. Game turn defensive, and sometimes you gotta get the crowd back involved. So hey, DJ, that where the DJ come in, and then you gotta have that nice announcer that's on the mic that could, throw a few words together, make it sound good, man. You already know how it go.
Facts.
Yeah. Hey, one of the things I want to talk to you about, man, I was so surprised that you even did that, man. You say all the QBs need to be cut?
Dog. Oh, did you watch the game?
Nah, we had a game.
Oh.
We had a game. It was our Founders Week, basically homecoming.
Bro.
So we had stuff going on.
Bro, let me tell you, they play like hot garbage. Hot garbage. Quincy? Everybody. If your QB position had a QB in front of it, you play like garbage. No bullshit. Damn. No bullshit. Like, go back and watch. Go back. I ain't got a lot. You know me. And the thing about it, I went to Mobile to support Quincy. So I wanted him to do well. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I got to call a spade a spade. I can't get on here. This is how I look at it, Coach Green. If I go hard on everybody else, right? If I go hard, I went hard on Coach Maynard for benching him after the Grambling game. I've gone hard on every other quarterback who doesn't play well. I can't see that.
You do.
I cannot see that game in person and have the feelings that I felt and then come on the channel and be like, oh, well, I hope Quincy get it together. No. You play like garbage, and you should know that you play like garbage. And the fact of the matter is that I apologize for putting the target on your back, because I did, by being a fan of yours and saying Quincy Casey, because arm talent-wise, he is talented. But when the bullets are flying, it's a different world, man. I keep saying that. When the bullets are flying, Shador and Andrew Body are just different. And that's what separates them from the regular quarterbacks. They're just different when the bullets are flying. And when the bullets were flying and they needed Quincy to make plays, he dropped the ball too many times. And I can't rock with that. I just had to call a spade a spade.
So are you saying that maybe that's what Coach Sanders saw, or Coach Prime, that's what he saw, and when he had his son and QB and Quincy in practice, that's what he probably was looking at?
I can't lie to you. Okay. I'm gonna say this as cryptic as possible, right?
Mm-hmm.
When Quincy jumped in the portal, I had a conversation with Dion. No bullshit, no line. I won't say what we talked about, but he broke it down to me. And looking at it now, I kind of see his point of view of why. And I'm gonna be fair, like Dion told me straight up of why it went down the way it went down. And he didn't have to do that. You know what I'm saying? He really didn't have to do that.
No, he didn't have to.
It's his team. He could have did it however he wanted to. But he called me. We had a conversation, and he broke it down to me. And I'll say this. That game, I kind of was like, I kind of see it. I still think Quincy is talented. I still think he's probably the best thrower of the ball. But it's like, man, it's like when you –
I think
it's mental.
I think he need more time. I think he need more time with DT.
DT
to sit down.
DT's about to be gone.
Go ahead.
You know, DT leaves this year.
Yeah,
he goes to XFL.
All right, with DT going, well, he need to be in there with Coach Mayer and what's the other guy name that you like?
Coach Ma.
Yeah. Well, they need to be sitting together working on everything because the talent is there. I'll put it like this. He got to take what the defense gives him. He got to start doing that instead of trying to make stuff happen. Just take what the defense gives you.
No, to me, it's like this. I'll say this. Anything below 10 yards, Quincy was on target. I mean, boom, hitting them in stride, everything like that. It was when I needed you to make a play. I needed you to make, like, this is, let me explain to you. When Jackson State needs Shador to make that throw, he makes that throw. You know what I'm saying? Like, those are the moments that separate Shador from a lot of other guys. When he needs to make that throw, like, you're like, we need that throw. Shador makes that throw. Quincy didn't make it. And there was multiple opportunities to break the game open. You make one of those throws, you become a legend at A&M. It's just that simple. That separates yourself from the quarterback battle. If he shows up in that game, you separate yourself in the quarterback battle. It's not a conversation no more. It's not a thought process. A&M fans are saying, we got ourselves a quarterback. But when you had the game if you had the game the way he had, you gotta. If I'm an A&M fan, I'm saying we gotta go find a quarterback. I'm sorry, I just have to be real with that.
So now you probably have a little understanding why Mayer has such a quick trigger with him. Now you're starting to see why. Maybe that's why.
Yeah, I don't think it's fair. Let me be very honest with you on that. I don't think it was fair on how Maynard did a lot of the quarterbacking. I think you have to, in this game, I think he did it right. I'm not going to lie to you. I think in the A&M Jack State game, because I was even telling Key, I was like, you got to pull Quincy because he's not sparking the team. I can get it. The UAPB, the Austin P, the Troy, I didn't agree with it because you let Xavier make mistakes, but you didn't have the same quick trigger that you did with Quincy. That's my issue. Be fair, especially when you're trying to find your guy. You didn't have a guy. You're trying to find your guy. So let them make their mistakes to find whether you weren't going to win none of those games. You know what I'm saying? If you're in the game, congratulations. If not, whatever. You're looking to find a guy. I don't think Maynard did his due diligence in trying to find a guy. And the only thing I'll say to this is that it is tough. And that's the only out I can give Quincy. It's tough to not have the consistency to know that you're going to be the quarterback to make these throws consistently because Shador don't got to worry about missing throws. He missed a throw. It is he coming right back. But he's also made the plays to prove that he's that guy. So it's a little bit of both. I mean, if I'm just basing it off the game Saturday, I'm looking for a quarterback. I ain't even gonna hold you.
Maybe he was just trying too hard, like because that was Jackson State. It's old school, so he trying to prove a point.
No, I agree. I think he was amped. I do think he was amped. But
yeah,
at some point in the game, you got to settle in. And let me tell you this. The first missed throw, I was mad, but I understood. He's amped up. It's a big game. You know, it's a big throw. You're throwing at Travis. I get it. The second one, I was like, the double move, that set me off. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I told Key.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you this. I saw the highlights, and he had Travis
beat. He had him beat. And let me tell you, Quincy did it so smooth. I mean, everything about the play went well. He looked off to the right, to the left. He looked off to the left. Cam opened his hips and opened up. He came back to the right, pumped it, let it go. He underthrew it. So that's my issue. And I told Key at that point in time, I ain't gonna hold y'all. Yeah, I keep it honest, open, and transparent. I told Key I would pull QC right then and I wouldn't put him back in the game. That's how mad I was. And I'm not coaching.
Mm-hmm. And then that interception he threw that Travis caught, he threw it so low.
He underthrew the ball. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just telling you that was how I took in the game. I was so mad at that throw. I wasn't even coaching and I wouldn't have put him back in the game. That's how mad I was. So I can only imagine how mad Maynard was, but it is what it is. But hey, last point, Coach Green. I'll let you go.
Hey, this is my last thing, and then because I want to hear what you got to say about this. What you think of the quarterback that South Carolina put in, number 21? What you think about him?
I didn't get a chance to watch him. South Carolina State.
Yeah.
The freshman. Yeah, I didn't get a chance to watch him. I didn't watch the Howard game.
Did you see him? Did you see him during the spring?
Did I see him in the spring? I saw Knicks. I saw Fields. Maybe I saw him in the spring. I can't call it, but I got to go back and watch him. Why, you like him?
Yeah. I like his arm strength, but I got to see more of him. I don't think he was ready yet, because, he's a freshman, so I don't think he's ready yet. But I think he got some talent there. Just go watch him play and tell me what you think. Cause I see some talent there.
Okay. Listen, I got to give you that respect. You told me about Andrew. I checked it out. You were legit. So I'm going to go check him out. Based off your recommendation, I'm gonna get back with you.
All right.
All right, Coach Green. Appreciate it. Good luck to your girls.
All right, no problem.
All right, last caller. 0527 coming to you.
Hey, what's up, Script? Hey, man, I'm gonna kind of take your show in a different direction. I know it's the last caller, but maybe it could be something you can address maybe tomorrow, man. The issue with what came out, I guess, last night and early this morning about the shootings up in Virginia. What I was calling about, man, I think you said you played college ball yourself, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man, I played, and I'm gonna tell you like this, man. I'm almost shocked that this doesn't occur more often. When I was in school, man, I want to say for the football team, about 70% of the team always was strapped. And you have a lot of things that break out. And I don't know the specifics about what happened with this particular shooting, but I can just tell you, man, when we were in school, you had fights, you had guys going to the cars, getting the guns, and that stuff didn't get out. But it's just, like I said, it's kind of amazing, man, that more of this does not happen. A lot of times, a lot of the football players, man, they don't come from sometimes the best neighborhoods. And a lot of times you say, for example, you can have a team from some guys from New Orleans, you can have some guys from St. Louis, you can have some guys from Miami. So you can almost have your own gang infrastructure within a team.
That's real.
Right?
That's real.
Yeah. And so you can have, but like I say, man, my heart goes out to the young men that lost their lives. But hopefully, this is something that hopefully the teams are addressing to making sure that, young men that are up there on campus, aren't packing, or to make sure the head coaches, assistant coaches, to make sure that, hey, man, you guys got a firearm at 18, 19 years old. You're not supposed to have that. Or if you are over that, you're supposed to have it registered and then proper use. But, maybe it's something, man, I don't know, this could be a good topic for, you can talk about it tomorrow or whatever, but it's something that needs to be addressed, and something, like I said, that very, very surprised that it doesn't, or it probably something, now as far as just killings, yeah, but the type of violence that probably does not get out to the public, is probably definitely there. You just the public doesn't know, man. So I like to hear your opinion on that.
Hey, I'll say this. I agree with you in the whole. When I played at University of New Haven, half the team was from Florida. And I'm talking about 305 Florida, like Pahokee and below, like Pahokee and below. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't even know what Pahokee. So I didn't even know what Pahokee was until somebody told me it was from Pahokee, Florida. I was like, what the hell is a Pahokee? You know what I'm saying? So it was just them, so half the team was from Florida, and I was just like, oh, this is different. Just the hairstyles and the teeth, and all. I ain't never seen nothing like that. You know, I've been to South Savannah and in Texas, but I ain't never seen Florida style. It was just different. So I agree. I'll say this: when I was at Claflin, I'll never forget this. Claflin doesn't have a football team, so we were playing at a football field around in the Orangeburg area. It was usually upperclassmen versus lowerclassmen, you know, freshmen and all that type of stuff. So I was playing or whatever, and they picked up some neighborhood guys that were out there playing with us or whatever. They got into an argument. Right now, mind you, I'm from the suburbs. I'm still kind of fresh, new fish, you know. So the guy's like, you know, hey, don't be here when I get back. Like he's having an argument with the dude. He's like, yo, I'm about to go to my car. Don't be here when I get back. And I'm looking like, what does he mean? You know, because I don't know. I don't know. Like, what does he mean? Like, don't be here when he gets back, right? He gets to the car. You know what I'm saying? I see him pull something out like on what's the movie? White Man Can't Jump.
I got you.
When he goes and he grabs his strap, boy, we took out like cockroaches with the lights on. Boom. You know what I'm saying? I was probably like the last couple people because everybody else was already migrating.
Does he have a gun?
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I dipped out. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, shoot. So
you're moving with your auntie and your uncle in Bel Air.
You know, so I know what it's like to, you know, I've been in an experience to where things like that can change really fast. Now, I don't know what happened with the UVA players at the shooting, but I'll say this. If it would have happened at an HBCU, it would have got a lot more attention and it would have been a lot more negative about the institutions and things like that. UVA has done a pretty damn good job of keeping this under wraps. The only reason I found out about it was on Twitter. People were like, you know, putting their respects. So I'm going to just say that. My thing is this. I agree with you. Coaches and that's lifestyle of, you know, coming from where you're coming from and how you ride and how you move around and things like that. It's hard to change. Just like me being green, because I've never experienced anything like that. It could be the total opposite for somebody who's all they've known is that lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? So I agree with it going both ways.
And I'm going to tell you this much too, man. It's almost in a way, coaches don't want to change it. You'll find out that, especially like on defense or whatever, they're telling you, I want killers. Either they'll use that term or they'll use that type of, you know, it's almost like, man, I kid you not, I'm in a locker room. Unless I had gotten out of it, it was like you were in prison for 4 years. It's like you going out on the yard because it's so much competition, and then it's so much, I guess you can say, organized violence going on that it was like, man, it's just no wonder, man, that guys, and we had guys, you know, get into a fight, or what I'm hearing preliminary, it might involve something around some hazing. So, and we had that too. Freshmen, you know, was getting hazed, and, you know, a guy that's from Miami or something like that, like, yo, ain't nobody putting their hands on me, you know, from that point. And you just had situations where, like, again, you had a lot of guns, you had a lot of violence, and you got guys who don't care about using the guns. And that's the thing, man, that's kind of scary. So, like I said, man, that could be something, you know, former players can call in and talk about, you know, how crazy that was in the time. It probably still is. But that's, you know, like I said, I was just giving you that point, man. And thanks for taking my call.
No problem. Thank you. You know, I don't think I'll say this. There's a part of it I agree with just where your background is from. I don't think I think he's taking a little bit too far of coaches expressing they want killers. Like, I don't want assassins. You know what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying?
I get it.
You know what I'm saying?
That's just like that bounty gate. And, you know, everybody doesn't have that same filter. You know, and so as a coach, you have to be responsible with your language and how you're communicating with the people that you're assigned to lead and train.
Yeah.
You know, words have power. The power of life and death is in your tongue. Not trying to be deep here, but it's the truth. You know, it's no accident that even, you know, some of the words that Biggie Smalls had on his songs, you know, before he got shot up, the stuff that Tupac had on his songs before he got shot up, had something to do in the atmosphere with why they died the way that they died.
I think at the same time, if we're just talking about HBCUs, right? I think that a lot of the coaches at HBCUs understand that, you know, oh wow, okay. I'm now talking to you guys. I think a lot of the coaches in the realm of HBCUs understand what type of kid they're getting, and that, you know, not every kid is going to come to him in a perfect situation. There is some grooming, there is some molding that needs to happen of taking a man to a young boy to a man, because I think it's a great example of what, if you watch the Why Not Us documentary, and you hear Bishop Bonnet talk about his upbringing, about his friends and his family being on the block, and that's all he knew, and then going to FAMU had changed his life. And then, you know, he's now a project manager, you know, of construction and taking care of his daughter. Like, that is what most of these coaches are to these men, you know, from these neighborhoods or from that lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, you are still a grown man that has the decisions to choose what you want. As much as you have the mentorship, as much as you have the friends and the family around you to push you in the right areas, at the end of the day, it is still your decision to leave that life. You know what I'm saying? To step away from that lifestyle and to give, you know what I'm saying, football or sports an opportunity to have that, you know, to give you a chance. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm sad to say that, you know, one of those victims was Shaq Davis's cousin. That is truly sad, and I hope, you know, his family is okay, and I send them my condolences for that, because there's nothing like having a traumatic loss, you know what I'm saying, that you definitely didn't see coming. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's different when you know somebody's about to pass, or you know it's coming and things like that. You can see death coming, but when it comes out of nowhere, it's tragic. Did your phone die?
Yes, I was trying to plug it up in the background.
Boy. Well,
I got out my seat, but yeah, my phone was like, bruh, I'm about to
let it go.
I'm about to let it go.
Hey, but go ahead. We're about to get up out of here. So what you got coming up, Kof?
Man, we got OG Strike Zone this Wednesday. It's gonna be all Florida Classic talk, classic Florida Classic, all that stuff, man. So that's where we at.
All right, man. Tuesday, listen, guys, you know my Tuesdays are a little off days for us. We do the wedding planning over here on our Tuesdays.
Let's go.
Let's go with the budget. Let's go with the budget. All right. So listen. So might do a show, might not do a show. Wednesday, you already know my boy Mike Reed, the breakdown Thursday. My boy Blue.
Let's go.
All right. And I'm gonna try to do some film breakdowns of the things that I saw about the Alabama A&M game and some of the situational football that happened within that. And other than that, man, listen, I'm gonna just keep bringing the hits. Also, I'm gonna do a show about who won the trade, Dooley or PV. I mean Southern or PV. So be on the lookout for that show as well. And like my boy Blue said, we finally bringing the roundtable back. Our schedules have been busy and hectic. All right, but listen, until next time.
It's birthday week. Let's go.
Whose birthday week?
My birthday Thursday, bro.
Oh, happy birthday!
Let's go.
Scorpio season. You already know what it is. Scorpio season is in the air. Shout out to you, Kof. Make sure y'all go check out my man on Wednesday. Make sure they drop your Cash App on Wednesday so people can bless you. You know, they don't do it like we do it over here.
That's right.
But since you over there, since you on the ONG, you know,
let's go.
Make sure they strike again for you. But until next time, you know what I'm gonna do. I'ma holler. God bless.